In a quaint village surrounded by lush meadows and sparkling streams, there stood an ancient oak tree known as the Whispering Oak. This majestic tree was famous for its shimmering leaves that rustled even on the stillest days, said to hold the secrets of the forest and the wisdom of the ages. The villagers often told stories about the Whispering Oak, claiming it could grant wishes to those with pure hearts and noble intentions. Many tried to find out if the tales were true, but none had ever succeeded in uncovering its magic. One day, a young boy named Finn arrived in the village. Finn was known for his kindness and curiosity. He had heard the tales of the Whispering Oak and was eager to discover if the legends were real. With his faithful dog, Bramble, by his side, he ventured into the forest to find the ancient tree. After a long walk through the forest, Finn and Bramble finally reached the Whispering Oak. The tree was even more magnificent than Finn had imagined. Its trunk was thick and gnarled, and its leaves sparkled with a golden hue. Finn approached the tree with reverence, feeling a sense of awe and wonder. He gently placed his hand on the tree's bark and whispered, "I've heard stories about your magic. I'm not here to ask for riches or fame, but to learn something that could help my village and those in need." The leaves of the Whispering Oak rustled softly, and Finn thought he heard a faint voice whispering back, "The magic you seek is not for yourself but for others. To find it, you must first prove your heart's true intentions." Suddenly, a gentle breeze swept through the forest, and Finn found himself standing before three paths, one leading to a misty valley, another to a sparkling stream, and the third to a sunlit glade. Each path seemed to hold its own promise. Finn chose the path to the misty valley, drawn by a sense of mystery. As he walked, the mist grew thicker, and he soon encountered a family of deer trapped in the fog. The deer were struggling to find their way, and Finn could see their distress. Using his wits, Finn guided the deer through the mist, calling to them gently and leading them towards the edge of the fog. Once they were safe, the deer nuzzled Finn in gratitude before disappearing into the forest. Finn continued on his journey, reaching the sparkling stream. The stream was beautiful, but it was obstructed by a tangle of fallen branches. Finn saw a family of frogs stuck on the other side, unable to reach their home. With determination, Finn carefully removed the branches and cleared a path for the frogs. They hopped across the stream, croaking their thanks as they went. Finn felt a sense of fulfillment knowing he had helped the forest creatures. The last path led to the sunlit glade, where Finn found a small, injured bird nestled in the grass. It had a broken wing and looked up at Finn with trusting eyes. Finn gently picked up the bird and fashioned a little nest from his own scarf to keep it warm. He then used his skills to mend the bird's wing as best as he could. As Finn cared for the bird, he realized that the true magic of the Whispering Oak was not in grand wishes or magical transformations but in the simple acts of kindness and compassion. The bird soon began to flutter its wings, and with a grateful chirp, it flew into the sky. Returning to the Whispering Oak, Finn felt a deep sense of peace and satisfaction. He approached the tree once more and said, "I've done my best to help those in need, just as you guided me." The Whispering Oak's leaves rustled softly, and Finn heard a warm, comforting voice say, "You have proven the true magic of a pure heart. The wisdom you sought lies within you. Use it to help others, and you will find that the magic you give will return to you tenfold." As Finn and Bramble left the forest, the village welcomed them with open arms. The villagers were amazed at Finn's tales of the forest and the creatures he had helped. Finn shared his experiences and the lessons he had learned, and the village soon became known for its kindness and generosity. The Whispering Oak continued to stand tall in the forest, a symbol of the magic that lives in acts of compassion and the wisdom that guides those who seek to help others. And so, the village flourished, always remembering the true magic of the Whispering Oak. Once upon a time, in the heart of the enchanted kingdom of Eldoria, there was a quaint village named Fairhaven. Fairhaven was known for its sparkling rivers, lush meadows, and a magnificent old oak tree at its center. The villagers believed that this oak tree was blessed with magical properties, and its branches were said to whisper secrets of old. In Fairhaven lived a young woman named Lila, known for her kindness and curiosity. Lila was especially fascinated by an old family heirloom, a moonlit locket that had been passed down through generations. The locket was rumored to hold a secret that could only be revealed under the light of the full moon. One night, as the full moon cast its silvery glow over Fairhaven, Lila decided to unlock the mystery of the locket. She had always felt a mysterious pull towards it, sensing that it held something important. With the moonlight guiding her, she set out on an adventure to uncover its secret. As she walked through the village square, the moonlight seemed to shine brighter, guiding her towards the ancient oak tree. The tree's branches swayed gently in the breeze, and its leaves rustled as if whispering secrets. At the base of the oak, Lila noticed a faint, shimmering light emanating from a hidden hollow. Curious, Lila reached into the hollow and discovered a small, intricately carved wooden box. The box had a golden keyhole, and the locket seemed to fit perfectly into it. With a mix of excitement and nervousness, Lila placed the locket into the keyhole, and the box opened with a soft click. Inside the box was a delicate map, adorned with celestial symbols and strange markings. The map seemed to lead to a hidden location deep within the enchanted forest. Determined to follow the map's guidance, Lila set out, accompanied by her loyal companion, a wise old owl named Orion. The enchanted forest was known for its magical creatures and mystical challenges. As Lila and Orion ventured deeper, they encountered their first challenge, a shimmering river guarded by a graceful water nymph. To cross this river, the nymph said, "You must answer my riddle. What has keys but cannot open locks, has space but no room, and you can enter but not go inside?" Lila pondered the riddle and then answered, "A piano." The water nymph smiled and waved her hand, creating a bridge of sparkling water for Lila and Orion to cross. They continued on their journey and soon arrived at a clearing where a majestic unicorn stood beside a hidden cave entrance. The unicorn, with eyes like pools of stardust, spoke softly, "To enter the cave, you must show bravery. Inside, you will find what you seek, but only if you face your deepest fear." With a deep breath, Lila entered the cave. Inside, the shadows danced and flickered, creating eerie shapes. Lila's heart raced, but she remembered her grandmother's words about courage being the light in the dark. She took steady steps and soon reached the end of the cave, where a soft, glowing light awaited her. At the cave's end, Lila found a pedestal holding an ornate, ancient book. The book was bound in celestial blue leather and adorned with the same symbols as the map. She carefully opened the book, revealing a series of ancient texts and illustrations. As she read, Lila discovered that the book contained the history of her family and the origin of the moonlit locket. The locket was a key to a hidden treasure, but more importantly, it was a symbol of her family's legacy of wisdom and kindness. The treasure was not gold or jewels, but the knowledge and values that had been passed down through the generations. With the book in hand, Lila returned to Fairhaven. She shared the story of her adventure with the villagers, revealing the true meaning of the moonlit locket. The villagers celebrated, recognizing the importance of the values that the locket symbolized: courage, wisdom, and kindness. The oak tree in the village square seemed to glow with newfound magic, and the whispers in its branches carried tales of Lila's bravery. The moonlit locket, now a cherished symbol of her family's legacy, was passed down with a renewed sense of purpose. And so, Fairhaven continued to thrive under the light of the full moon, its people guided by the values of wisdom and kindness that Lila had discovered. The tale of the moonlit locket became a beloved story, reminding all who heard it of the true treasures that lie within. Once upon a time, in a quaint village nestled between majestic mountains and a sparkling river, there was a legend of a mystical flower known as the moonflower. This rare flower bloomed only once every 100 years under the light of the full moon, and its petals were said to hold the power to reveal a hidden kingdom of wonder and magic. In this village lived a young girl named Arya, who was known for her curiosity and kind heart. Arya had always been fascinated by the stories of the moonflower and the hidden kingdom it was said to unveil. The villagers spoke of a time when their land was lush and bountiful, but now, it had grown dry and barren. Arya believed that finding the moonflower and the hidden kingdom could restore the land's magic and prosperity. One evening, as the full moon rose high in the sky, casting a silvery glow over the village, Arya set out on a quest to find the moonflower. Armed with a small lantern and a heart full of hope, she ventured into the forest where the flower was rumored to bloom. The first challenge, the glowing meadow. Aria's journey led her to a glowing meadow, where flowers shone with a soft, otherworldly light. In the center of the meadow stood a wise old tortoise with a shell that seemed to reflect the moonlight. To proceed through the glowing meadow, the tortoise said in a voice as slow and steady as time, "You must solve this riddle. I can fly without wings, I can cry without eyes, wherever I go, darkness flies." "What am I?" Aria thought deeply and answered, "A cloud." The tortoise nodded in approval and pointed to a path that led out of the meadow. "Follow this path to reach the next challenge," the tortoise advised. The second challenge, the whispering stream. Aria followed the path and soon arrived at the whispering stream, a gentle stream where the water seemed to murmur secrets as it flowed. The stream was guarded by a graceful water nymph who danced on the surface of the water. To cross the whispering stream, the nymph said with a musical voice, "You must answer this question. The more you take, the more you leave behind." "What am I?" Aria pondered the question and replied, "Footsteps." The nymph's eyes sparkled with delight, and she waved her hand, creating a shimmering bridge of moonlight across the stream. Aria carefully crossed the stream, feeling more determined with each step. The third challenge, the hidden gate. On the other side of the stream, Aria found herself at the base of a tall, ancient oak tree with a large, ornate door carved into its trunk. The door was adorned with symbols of stars and moons. A gentle voice echoed from the door, "To open this gate and find the moonflower, you must reveal your true self. Share your deepest wish and prove that you seek it with sincerity." Aria took a deep breath and spoke with honesty, "My deepest wish is to find the moonflower and discover the hidden kingdom it reveals. I want to restore my village's land and bring back its magic and prosperity." The ancient door slowly creaked open, revealing a magical glade bathed in the light of the full moon. In the center of the glade was the moonflower, its petals glowing with an ethereal light. The revelation, the hidden kingdom. With the moonflower in her hands, Aria returned to her village. As she held the flower up to the moonlight, its magic began to spread, casting a radiant glow over the land. The once dry fields became lush and green, the river sparkled with renewed vitality, and the village was filled with a sense of wonder and joy. The hidden kingdom that the moonflower had revealed was not a place of grandeur but a reminder of the magic and beauty that had always existed in the land. The villagers celebrated Aria's bravery and the return of their land's prosperity. They learned that the true magic lay not just in the moonflower but in their own hearts and their connection to the world around them. The tale of Aria's quest and the moonflower became a cherished story in the village, a reminder of the power of hope, courage, and the enchantment that lies within the simplest of things. Under the light of the full moon and the blooming moonflower, the village thrived once more, forever grateful for the girl who had restored their magic and their land. Once upon a time, in a tranquil village named Eldergrove, there was a well known for its mystical whispers. The well, tucked away in the heart of an ancient forest, was said to hold the wisdom of the ages. It whispered secrets to those who approached it with a pure heart and a kind spirit. The villagers believed that listening to the whispers could guide them through their greatest challenges. The village was home to a kind-hearted young woman named Iris. Iris loved her village deeply and was known for her generous spirit. Despite her humble means, she always found ways to help those in need, whether it was nursing sick animals back to health or aiding her neighbors with their daily tasks. One spring, a severe drought struck Eldergrove. The once vibrant fields became parched, and the riverbeds ran dry. The villagers were troubled, for their crops were failing, and their wells were running low. The only hope was the Whispering Well, which had not been visited in many years. The village elder, Old Merle, suggested that Iris seek the well's guidance. With a heavy heart, Iris agreed. She ventured into the forest, following the winding path to the Whispering Well. As she walked, the forest seemed unusually silent, and the air grew cooler. Eventually, she reached the well, its stones covered in moss and its rim lined with wildflowers. Iris approached the well and leaned over, peering into its depths. A great whispering well, she called softly, "Our village is suffering from a terrible drought. We need your wisdom to save our crops and our home." For a moment, there was silence. Then, a gentle, soothing voice emerged from the well. "To save your village, you must find the hidden spring that feeds this well. It lies beneath the ancient oak tree in the heart of the forest. The path will be revealed to you if your heart is true." Iris thanked the well and set off towards the ancient oak tree. The journey was arduous, as the forest seemed to shift and change with every step she took. After hours of walking, she finally reached the grand oak, its branches spreading wide like welcoming arms. At the base of the oak, Iris noticed a large, smooth stone covered in intricate carvings. She touched the stone, and it began to glow with a soft, golden light. The carvings shifted, revealing a hidden passage beneath the oak's roots. Iris descended into the passage, which led to a subterranean cavern. In the center of the cavern was a small spring, its water shimmering with a magical light. She knew this must be the spring that fed the Whispering Well. As Iris knelt by the spring, she saw that it was choked with debris and overgrown roots. With gentle hands and a kind heart, she began to clear the debris, her movements careful and deliberate. As she worked, she spoke softly to the spring, promising to care for it and protect it as she would her own home. As the last of the debris was removed, the spring began to flow more freely, its waters sparkling with renewed energy. Iris watched in awe as the water swirled and surged, filling the cavern with a soft, melodic sound. With the spring revitalized, Iris made her way back to Eldergrove. She arrived just in time to see the first drops of rain fall from the sky, followed by a steady downpour. The rain nourished the parched fields and filled the riverbeds, bringing life back to the village. The villagers celebrated with joy and gratitude. They honored Iris for her bravery and selflessness, recognizing that her pure heart and determination had saved their home. The Whispering Well, now revitalized by the spring's renewed flow, continued to offer its wisdom to those who sought it. Iris became a beloved figure in Eldergrove, and her story was told for generations as a reminder of the power of kindness and the importance of listening to the whispers of one's heart. And so, Eldergrove flourished once more, its fields green and fertile, its people content and hopeful. The village thrived under the watchful gaze of the Whispering Well and the gentle guidance of a young woman who had listened and acted with love. Once upon a time, in a land where mountains brushed the clouds and meadows danced with wildflowers, there lay a hidden kingdom called Verdant Valley. This kingdom was known for its lush landscapes and the most enchanting creatures. Among them was a mythical bird, the silver lark, whose song was said to bring joy and peace wherever it was heard. Legend had it that the silver lark lived in the heart of the enchanted forest, a place so magical that only those with pure intentions could find their way through its labyrinthine paths. The kingdom had long yearned to see the silver lark, not just for its beauty but for the peace it was rumored to bring. One day, a kind-hearted young girl named Arya, known for her gentle spirit and adventurous heart, decided she would set out on a quest to find the silver lark. Her village had been plagued by a long, harsh winter, and the people needed hope and cheer. Arya prepared for her journey with a small satchel of provisions and a compass that had belonged to her grandmother. She set out at dawn, her heart full of hope and determination. The path to the enchanted forest was not easy. As Arya ventured deeper, she encountered talking animals, playful sprites, and shimmering butterflies that seemed to dance around her. Each creature she met gave her a piece of advice or a small token of luck to help her on her journey. She first met an old wise turtle named Oliver. Oliver advised her, "In the heart of the enchanted forest, there are 3 challenges you must face. Each will test your heart and spirit. Only those who are truly pure of heart can reach the silver lark." The first challenge was the River of Reflections, a river with crystal clear waters that mirrored not just the physical appearance but also the innermost thoughts and feelings. As Arya approached the river, she saw not just her reflection but also the worries and hopes she had. The river whispered, "To cross, you must let go of your doubts and fears." Arya took a deep breath and closed her eyes, focusing on the love she felt for her village and her desire to bring them joy. When she opened her eyes, the water shimmered and parted, creating a path for her to cross. Next, she came to the Field of Echoes, a vast meadow where every sound was repeated, and one's intentions were revealed. To move forward, Arya had to speak her true purpose. She called out, "I seek the silver lark to bring hope and cheer to my village." The echoes that returned were filled with warmth and encouragement, guiding her through the field. Finally, Arya arrived at the Grove of Shadows, where dark, twisted trees loomed. This challenge required her to face her own fears and doubts. The shadows whispered menacingly, but Arya remembered the tokens of luck she had received from the creatures of the forest. She held them tightly and walked through the shadows, allowing the light from within her to dispel the darkness. At last, Arya reached the heart of the enchanted forest, where a magnificent silver tree stood. Perched gracefully on one of its branches was the silver lark, its feathers gleaming with a magical light. The bird's song was a melody of such beauty that it made Arya's heart swell with joy. The silver lark fluttered down and perched on Arya's shoulder. It sang a soft, soothing tune that seemed to wrap Arya in a warm embrace. The bird then spoke in a gentle voice, "You have shown courage, kindness, and purity of heart. I will grant you a song of peace and happiness for your village." Arya thanked the silver lark and made her way back to Verdant Valley, carrying the bird's melody in her heart. When she returned, she shared the song with her village, and the moment its notes filled the air, the harsh winter began to melt away. The snow receded, and flowers began to bloom once more. The village rejoiced, and Arya was hailed as a heroine. The silver lark, having fulfilled its promise, flew back to the enchanted forest, leaving behind a small, silver feather as a token of its magic. From that day on, Verdant Valley was blessed with peace and happiness, and the tale of Arya's quest was told for generations as a reminder of the power of a pure heart and the magic that lies within. And so, Arya and her village lived joyfully ever after, always cherishing the melody of the silver lark and the lessons learned from their enchanting journey. Once upon a time, in a small village nestled between whispering woods and shimmering lakes, there was a clockmaker named Elara. Her shop was a cozy place filled with clocks of all sizes and shapes, each one ticking in harmonious rhythm. Elara was known far and wide for her magical touch with timepieces, but few knew that her skills were far beyond mere craftsmanship. One crisp autumn morning, as golden leaves danced in the breeze, a stranger in a shimmering cloak entered Elara's shop. His eyes sparkled with a curious blend of wisdom and mischief. "Greetings, clockmaker," he said, his voice smooth like silk. "I have heard of your remarkable talent. I need your help with a special request." Elara looked up from her workbench, intrigued. "What kind of request?" The stranger placed an old, dusty pocket watch on the counter. It was ornate, with intricate engravings of stars and moons, but it had long since stopped ticking. "This watch belongs to a dear friend of mine," he explained. "It holds a secret that needs to be unlocked. I believe you are the only one who can do it." Elara examined the watch closely. The more she looked, the more she felt a strange sense of familiarity. "I'll do my best," she said, and the stranger nodded, disappearing as mysteriously as he had arrived. As Elara worked through the day and into the night, she discovered that the pocket watch was not an ordinary timepiece. It had hidden mechanisms that seemed almost alive, responding to her touch in unexpected ways. The watch held a hidden compartment that contained a small, ancient key. The next morning, Elara used the key to unlock a tiny drawer hidden behind a panel in the shop's wall. Inside, she found a map with a trail leading deep into the whispering woods. The map was old and faded, but the path was marked with strange symbols and golden stars. Curiosity sparked, Elara decided to follow the map. She packed a small bag with essentials and set off on her adventure. The Whispering Woods were known for their magical aura, where trees whispered secrets and shadows danced in the moonlight. Guided by the map, Elara ventured deeper into the forest, her heart racing with excitement and a hint of fear. After a few hours of walking, she arrived at a clearing bathed in the soft glow of twilight. In the center of the clearing stood an ancient oak tree with a hollow trunk. The map indicated that this was the destination. Elara approached the tree and noticed that the watch fit perfectly into a small indentation in the trunk. As she placed the watch inside, the tree's bark began to glow, revealing a hidden door. She pushed the door open and found a spiral staircase leading down into a hidden chamber. The chamber was filled with shimmering light and the soft hum of magic. At its center stood a pedestal with a magnificent clock, its hands frozen at midnight. Around the clock were 4 golden orbs, each representing a different element: earth, air, fire, and water. As Elara approached the clock, she felt a gentle pull, guiding her to place the pocket watch in the center of the pedestal. The moment she did, the clock began to tick again, its hands moving slowly but steadily. The orbs floated above the clock, each one glowing brightly and casting a rainbow of colors around the room. Suddenly, the air filled with a soothing melody, and a figure emerged from the shadows, a beautiful spirit with flowing robes and a serene smile. She was the guardian of time, bound to protect the balance of the magical world. "Thank you, brave clockmaker," the spirit said. "You have restored the heart of time. This clock is not just a timepiece, it is a beacon of harmony that keeps the world in balance. By repairing it, you have ensured that time flows smoothly and the magic remains alive." Elara felt a sense of awe and accomplishment. "But why me? Why did the watch choose me?" The spirit smiled gently. "Your kindness, skill, and courage have shown that you are worthy. The watch was a test of your spirit, and you have proven yourself." With that, the spirit waved her hand, and Elara found herself back in her shop, the pocket watch now ticking steadily on the counter. The mysterious stranger returned, his eyes twinkling with gratitude. "You have done well," he said. "The watch is now a symbol of the balance you have restored. Thank you for your bravery." Elara smiled as the stranger disappeared once more. The village continued to flourish, and Elara's shop remained a place of wonder, where time was cherished and magic thrived. And so, Elara lived happily, knowing that she had played a vital role in the enchanted world, where time and magic intertwined in perfect harmony. The end. Once upon a time, in a village nestled between majestic mountains and a sparkling river, there lived a curious boy named Finn. Finn was known for his bright blue eyes and adventurous spirit. His favorite place to explore was the Whispering Meadow, a beautiful field just beyond the village where wildflowers swayed and the wind told ancient tales. One warm summer evening, as Finn wandered through the meadow, he stumbled upon a hidden path he had never noticed before. The path was lined with twinkling fireflies, leading him towards a secluded grove. At the heart of the grove was a small, shimmering pond that seemed to glow with an otherworldly light. As Finn approached the pond, he noticed that the water was filled with tiny, sparkling stars. The pond was like nothing he had ever seen before. Curious, he knelt by the edge and gazed into the water. To his amazement, a gentle voice spoke from the pond. "Welcome, young traveler. You have discovered the Starlight Pond, a place of great magic and mystery." Finn looked around, searching for the source of the voice. "Who are you?" he asked. "I am Elara, the guardian of the Starlight Pond," the voice replied. "This pond holds a secret that can only be revealed to those with a pure heart and a brave spirit." Finn's eyes widened with excitement. "What secret?" Elara explained, "The pond has the power to grant one wish to someone who proves their worth by completing a quest. To unlock the magic, you must find the 3 hidden stars scattered across the land." Determined, Finn accepted the challenge. Elara told him that the first star was hidden in the enchanted forest, the second in the Cave of Echoes, and the third in the Valley of Shadows. Finn set off on his quest, starting with the enchanted forest. As he entered the forest, he was greeted by a friendly squirrel named Nutmeg. "Can you help me find a hidden star?" Finn asked. Nutmeg nodded eagerly. "I know the forest well. Follow me." They ventured deeper into the forest until they reached a large, ancient oak tree. Nutmeg explained that the star was hidden high up in the tree, but it could only be reached by solving a riddle. Nutmeg recited the riddle: "I have cities, but no houses. I have mountains, but no trees. I have water, but no fish. What am I?" Finn thought for a moment and then answered, "A map." the oak tree's branches parted, revealing a golden star nestled among the leaves. Finn took the star and thanked Nutmeg, continuing his journey to the Cave of Echoes. The cave was dark and eerie, but Finn was not afraid. Inside, he met a wise old bat named Sable, who guarded the second star. Sable explained that the star was hidden behind a wall of echoes, and Finn needed to use his voice to reveal it. Finn spoke out loud, reciting a poem he had learned from his grandmother. The echoes danced around him, creating a harmonious melody. As the echoes faded, the wall parted, revealing the second star. With the second star in hand, Finn proceeded to the Valley of Shadows. The valley was shrouded in darkness, and Finn could barely see. He was met by a shadowy figure named Shade, who guarded the final star. Shade challenged Finn to confront his deepest fear. Finn closed his eyes and took a deep breath, remembering the adventures he had faced and the friends he had made. He opened his eyes with newfound courage and stepped forward. Shade, impressed by Finn's bravery, handed him the final star and said, "You have faced your fears and proven your worth." With all 3 stars, Finn returned to the Starlight Pond. Elara emerged from the water, her form glowing with the light of the stars. She congratulated Finn and asked, "What is your wish?" Finn thought about it and said, "I wish for my village to always be filled with wonder, magic, and joy." Elara smiled and waved her hand. The stars from the pond rose into the sky, casting a brilliant light over the village. The village was soon filled with enchanting creatures, magical events, and a sense of wonder that never faded. Finn returned home, greeted as a hero. He shared his adventures with the villagers, and the Starlight Pond became a cherished place of magic and inspiration. And so, Finn's wish came true, and the village thrived with magic and happiness. Finn's bravery and pure heart became legendary, reminding everyone that magic could be found by those who dared to seek it. And they lived happily ever after. The end. Once upon a time, in a kingdom where magic whispered through every leaf and pebble, there was a small, enchanted forest known as Sylvan Glade. This forest was no ordinary place. It was a sanctuary of wonder and whimsy where the trees spoke, the flowers sang, and the rivers danced. In this magical forest lived a brave little fox named Felix. Despite his small size, Felix had a heart as large as the tallest oak. He was known throughout the forest for his courage and kindness, often helping the other animals with their troubles. One crisp autumn morning, the forest was stirred by a troubling news. The Moonstone, a gem that balanced the magic of Sylvan Glade, had been stolen. Without the Moonstone, the forest's magic would fade, and the once vibrant realm would wither away. The wise old owl, Orin, called an urgent meeting at the grand oak tree. Felix, with his reddish fur gleaming in the morning sun, was among the first to arrive. Orin, perched on a branch, addressed the concerned animals. "The Moonstone has been taken by a dark sorcerer who dwells in the shadowed peaks. We need a brave soul to retrieve it. Felix, will you accept this quest?" Felix's eyes sparkled with determination. "I will go," he said. "I'll bring back the Moonstone and restore our forest." As Felix ventured out of Sylvan Glade, he faced the daunting shadowed peaks. The path was treacherous, filled with swirling mists and eerie shadows. But Felix, guided by courage and a heart full of hope, pressed on. Along the way, he encountered various obstacles. First, a wicked troll guarded a rickety bridge, demanding a toll of golden leaves. Felix, with quick thinking, used his cleverness to outsmart the troll by offering him a golden leaf from a magical tree that never wilted. The troll, enchanted by the leaf, let Felix pass. Next, Felix came across a wailing willow, whose tears formed a river blocking his path. The willow was crying because a mischievous spirit had stolen its laughter. Felix, using his gentle words and a story of joy, helped the willow regain its laughter, and in return, the willow's waters parted, allowing him to cross. Finally, Felix reached the dark sorcerer's lair. The sorcerer, a towering figure cloaked in shadows, sat on a throne of bones. Felix, although frightened, mustered all his courage and approached the sorcerer. "I've come for the Moonstone," he declared. The sorcerer, amused by the tiny fox's bravery, decided to test him. "If you are truly brave, then you must face my 3 trials, the trial of shadows, the trial of flames, and the trial of mirrors." For the trial of shadows, Felix had to navigate through a labyrinth of darkness. Using his keen senses and the glow of his inner light, he found his way through the maze and emerged victorious. In the trial of flames, Felix had to cross a room ablaze with magical fire. He remembered the enchanted water from the willow and used it to douse the flames, allowing him to pass through unharmed. The final trial, the trial of mirrors, required Felix to confront reflections of his deepest fears. With unwavering resolve and self-belief, he saw through the illusions and remained true to himself, overcoming the trial. Impressed by Felix's bravery and kindness, the sorcerer returned the moonstone. "You have proven yourself worthy," he said. "Take the moonstone and restore the magic of your forest." Felix hurried back to Sylvan Glade, the moonstone glowing warmly in his paws. As he placed it in its rightful place, the forest's magic was instantly restored. The trees shimmered, the flowers sang louder, and the rivers danced with joy. Felix was celebrated as a hero, not just for his bravery but for his kindness and cleverness. He had shown that even the smallest of creatures could achieve great things with a brave heart and a generous spirit. And so, the enchanted forest thrived once more, thanks to the courage of a brave little fox. Felix's story became a legend, reminding everyone that no matter how small or how great, everyone has the power to make a difference. And they all lived happily ever after. The end. Once upon a time, in a peaceful village nestled at the edge of an enchanted forest, there was a quaint little shop that sold magical items. Among the shop's treasures was a small, humble lantern with a soft, golden glow. This lantern, known as Lumina, had a special gift: it could light the way to lost things and guide those in need. Lumina was proud of her gift, but she felt she had never had a chance to truly prove herself. She spent her days in the shop's window, waiting for someone to come and discover her true potential. The shopkeeper, a kind-hearted old woman named Mrs. Hazel, often spoke to Lumina about the adventures she had experienced, filling Lumina with dreams of becoming a hero. One day, a great storm swept through the village. The wind howled, and the rain poured down in torrents. As the storm raged on, a distress signal was heard. A group of villagers had ventured into the enchanted forest and had become lost. The villagers were worried because the forest was known to be filled with magical creatures and tricky paths that changed with every moonrise. Mrs. Hazel knew that the forest was a dangerous place in a storm and decided that Lumina was the perfect lantern to help find the lost villagers. "Lumina, this is your chance to shine. You have the gift to light the way. The villagers need you now," Mrs. Hazel said, setting Lumina gently onto a small, sturdy cart. Lumina's light flickered with excitement and determination as she was wheeled out into the storm. Guided by the wind and the storm's howling, Lumina's glow cut through the darkness, revealing a faint path leading into the forest. With each step, Lumina's light grew stronger, guiding her through the tangled underbrush and over slippery rocks. The forest was indeed magical, with trees that whispered secrets and paths that twisted and turned unexpectedly. Lumina's light shone brightly, and she began to sense a deep connection to the forest's magic. The lantern's glow helped calm the storm's fierce winds, creating a protective shield around the path she illuminated. As Lumina ventured deeper, she found signs of the lost villagers, a dropped scarf here, a broken branch there. Following these clues, she continued on, her light brightening the way. After what seemed like an eternity, Lumina finally saw the figures of the lost villagers huddled together under a large, old oak tree. They were cold, frightened, and very relieved to see the warm, golden light. "Over here!" Lumina's light seemed to call out, and the villagers followed her glow with hope in their eyes. The path back was not easy, but Lumina's light made it safe. She guided the villagers through the enchanted forest, protecting them from the swirling storm and showing them the way to safety. When they emerged from the forest, the storm had begun to clear. The villagers were overjoyed and grateful. They praised Lumina for her bravery and thanked Mrs. Hazel for sending the magical lantern to their aid. Lumina, glowing with pride, felt a sense of fulfillment she had never known before. She had finally proved herself as more than just a pretty lantern in the shop window. She was a true hero. Back in the village, the people celebrated Lumina with a grand feast and a festival in her honor. They decorated her with flowers and hung her in the village square, where she continued to light the way for anyone in need. From then on, Lumina was not only known for her beautiful light but also for her bravery and the kindness she had shown. She became a symbol of hope and courage, reminding everyone that even the smallest light could make a big difference in the darkest of times. And so, Lumina's light shone brightly in the heart of the village, a beacon of hope and a reminder that true courage and kindness come from within. The end. Once upon a time, in a kingdom nestled between emerald mountains and a shimmering sea, there lived a humble weaver named Leora. Leora was known throughout her village for her exquisite tapestries that seemed to capture the very essence of dreams and magic. Her creations were not just beautiful but also carried an enchantment that brought joy and peace to all who beheld them. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon and the sky was painted with hues of orange and pink, a mysterious stranger arrived at Leora's doorstep. The stranger was cloaked in deep blue fabric that sparkled like the night sky. His eyes, though hidden beneath the hood, twinkled with a knowing light. "I have heard of your skill, Leora," the stranger said in a voice that seemed to carry the whisper of the winds. "I seek a tapestry woven not just from threads, but from the very essence of the stars themselves." Leora was intrigued. "Stars?" she asked. "I have heard of many magical things, but weaving the essence of stars sounds like a wondrous challenge. How can I capture something so vast and elusive?" The stranger smiled, and with a flourish, he produced a small, intricately carved box from within his cloak. "This box holds a piece of the night sky," he said. "It contains stardust that has the power to reveal the hidden patterns of the cosmos. If you can weave a tapestry using this stardust, it will grant you a single wish, but only if your heart is true." Leora accepted the box with great reverence and curiosity. That night, under the light of the full moon, she carefully opened the box. Inside, the stardust glowed softly, a shimmering blend of silver and deep blue. She took a deep breath and began her work, using her finest threads and her most delicate techniques to create the tapestry. As she wove, Leora felt a profound connection to the night sky. The patterns of stars and constellations seemed to guide her hands, and the tapestry began to take shape with a beauty beyond her imagination. She worked through the night, and by dawn, her tapestry was complete. It was a magnificent creation, with swirling galaxies, sparkling stars, and celestial patterns that seemed to dance and shift as if alive. The stardust embedded in the tapestry created a subtle glow, casting a serene light throughout her workshop. The stranger returned as promised, and upon seeing the tapestry, his eyes filled with admiration. "You have done it, Leora," he said. "The tapestry is a masterpiece, a true reflection of the cosmos. It is time for you to make your wish." Leora paused, considering the possibilities. She could wish for wealth, fame, or even eternal beauty. But as she looked at her creation, she realized that the real magic lay not in the wish itself but in the joy and fulfillment she had experienced through her craft. She turned to the stranger and said, "I wish for my village to be blessed with peace, prosperity, and happiness. I want my art to bring light and joy to others, just as it has done for me." The stranger smiled, his form glowing with a soft, celestial light. "Your wish is a testament to your heart's true nature. It shall be granted." With a wave of his hand, the stranger vanished, and the tapestry began to glow even brighter. The light spread throughout the village, and soon, the village flourished like never before. The fields yielded bountiful harvests, the villagers found renewed happiness, and the air was filled with a sense of harmony and contentment. Leora's tapestries became renowned far and wide, not just for their beauty, but for the warmth and magic they radiated. People traveled from distant lands to see her work, and each tapestry seemed to carry a piece of the enchantment that had touched the village. Years later, when Leora grew old and her time in the world came to an end, the village held a grand celebration in her honor. They adorned the streets with her tapestries, and the sky seemed to sparkle even more brightly as if paying tribute to the weaver who had captured the essence of the stars. And so, the legend of Leora, the Star Weaver, lived on. Her story was told to each new generation as a reminder that true magic lies in the selflessness and kindness of the heart, and that the light of a single star can brighten the darkest of nights. Once upon a time, in a kingdom surrounded by dense, ancient forests, there was a hidden realm known as the Forest of Whispers. This magical forest was known for its talking animals and enchanted creatures, but most of all, it was famous for its elusive, shimmering tree of wishes. The tree was said to grant one true wish to anyone who could find it and speak from their heart. In a small village on the edge of this forest lived a brave young boy named Finn. Finn had always dreamed of exploring the Forest of Whispers, but the village elders warned that it was a place of great magic and danger. Yet, Finn was determined to find the Tree of Wishes and help his village, which had been suffering from a long, harsh winter. One cold, snowy morning, Finn decided it was time to act. With a warm cloak and a satchel of supplies, he set out for the Forest of Whispers. As he entered the forest, he was greeted by a chorus of whispering leaves and a gentle breeze that seemed to guide him forward. The first creature he encountered was a wise old owl perched on a low branch. The owl's eyes twinkled with curiosity. To find the Tree of Wishes, the owl hooted, "You must pass through 3 trials, each revealing something important about yourself." Finn nodded and prepared for the first trial. He followed the owl's directions and soon arrived at a glistening, crystal-clear lake. At the center of the lake was a small, shimmering island with a single, beautiful flower growing upon it. The challenge was to retrieve the flower without disturbing the serene waters. Finn noticed a family of swans swimming peacefully around the island. He realized that if he were careful and patient, he could use a small boat to reach the island. He crafted a simple raft from fallen branches and gently paddled across, taking care not to upset the swans. When he reached the island, he picked the flower with great care and returned to the shore, having successfully completed the first trial. The second trial was set in a clearing where a large stone gate stood, covered in ancient runes. To open the gate, Finn needed to solve a riddle carved into the stone. "I am not alive, but I grow. I don't have lungs, but I need air. I don't have a mouth, but I need water to survive. What am I?" Finn thought for a moment and answered, "A fire." The stone gate creaked open, revealing a path that led deeper into the forest. Finn followed the path, guided by the whispers of the forest and the faint glow of the moonlight. The third and final trial took Finn to a misty glade where the air was thick with enchantment. In the center of the glade stood a large, ancient tree with gnarled branches and glowing eyes. It was the Tree of Wishes itself, but it was surrounded by a barrier of magical mist. To approach the tree, Finn had to confront his deepest fear. As he neared the mist, he felt a wave of doubt and uncertainty. The fear of failure and the burden of his village's troubles weighed heavily on him. Finn took a deep breath and spoke aloud, acknowledging his fear and his sincere wish to help his village. The mist began to clear, and the Tree of Wishes spoke in a gentle, melodic voice. "You have faced your fears with bravery and honesty. Your heart is pure, and your wish is noble. Speak your true wish." Finn stepped forward and said, "I wish for my village to have warmth and prosperity, so that the harsh winter will end and we may all thrive together." The Tree of Wishes shimmered with a brilliant light. A warm, golden glow spread from the tree, traveling through the forest and reaching the village. The snow began to melt, the rivers flowed once more, and the village was soon surrounded by lush, green fields. When Finn returned to his village, he was greeted with joy and celebration. The villagers marveled at the sudden transformation and thanked Finn for his bravery and selflessness. The village flourished with the new warmth and abundance, and Finn's adventure became a beloved story passed down through generations. The Forest of Whispers remained a place of wonder and magic, and the Tree of Wishes continued to grant its gifts to those who approached with pure hearts. And so, the kingdom thrived, and Finn's courage and kindness were remembered as a beacon of hope and unity. And they all lived happily ever after. Once upon a time, in a land where rolling hills met endless starry skies, there was a small village named Starhaven. Starhaven was known for its nightly market of moonlight, a magical bazaar that only appeared under the light of the full moon. The market was a place of wonder where dreams came to life and the impossible became possible. In this village lived a kind-hearted girl named Luna. Luna was known for her radiant smile and her love for stories. Every full moon, she would visit the market of moonlight with her grandmother, who had always told her marvelous tales of its magic. Luna longed to discover the true magic of the market for herself. One crisp evening, with the full moon glowing brightly in the sky, Luna set out to the market alone. As she arrived, she was greeted by a dazzling array of stalls, each brimming with fantastical goods, shimmering fabrics, enchanted trinkets, and potions that sparkled like the night sky. The air was filled with the melodies of celestial music and the aroma of sweet, exotic treats. Luna wandered through the market, marveling at the wonders around her. She came across a stall run by an old woman with a kind face, who sold jars of moonlight that flickered with a soft, golden glow. "Welcome, dear," the old woman said. "These jars hold the essence of moonlight. Each one contains a single wish. Choose wisely, for once the jar is opened, the wish must be made with a true heart." Luna's eyes widened with excitement. She picked up a jar and saw that it was filled with the light of 1,000 stars. The old woman's words echoed in her mind, and Luna pondered her deepest wish. She wanted to bring joy and wonder to her village, especially for those who had never been able to visit the moonlight market. As Luna continued to explore, she stumbled upon a mysterious stall that seemed to shimmer and change colors with every step she took. At the stall stood a charming young man with silver hair and a mischievous grin. He was selling enchanted maps that promised to lead the way to hidden treasures. "Ah, a curious soul," the young man said. "These maps show the path to treasures that can only be found under the light of the full moon. Would you like to find one?" Luna nodded eagerly, and the young man handed her a glowing map. "Follow the map and it will lead you to a treasure that is meant for you." With the map in hand, Luna followed its glowing path through the market. The map led her to a secluded corner where a small, sparkling pond was nestled among the stalls. The water of the pond seemed to dance with the light of the moon. As Luna approached the pond, she noticed a small, silver key lying on the ground. She picked it up and found a tiny, ornate chest half buried in the sand. Using the key, she opened the chest and found a beautiful, intricately designed locket inside. The locket was adorned with a crescent moon and tiny, twinkling stars. Suddenly, a gentle voice spoke from the locket. "You have discovered the Moonlight Locket, which holds the power to share the magic of the market with others. It can bring the enchantment of the market of moonlight to those who have never experienced it." Luna's heart swelled with joy. She knew this was the magic she had hoped for. She thanked the locket and made her way back to the village with a renewed sense of purpose. As Luna arrived home, she gathered her friends and family and showed them the Moonlight Locket. She told them about her adventure and how the locket could share the magic of the market of moonlight with their village. The villagers were filled with excitement and wonder. That evening, as the full moon rose high in the sky, Luna held the locket up and wished for the magic of the market to visit their village. Instantly, the village was bathed in a soft, magical light, and the market of moonlight appeared before them. The villagers were amazed as they explored the market, marveling at the wonders and delights. They found enchanted trinkets, tasted exotic treats, and danced to the celestial music. The magic of the market brought joy and happiness to everyone, creating memories that would last a lifetime. Luna's wish had come true, and the village of Starhaven thrived with the enchantment of the Moonlight Market. The magic of the market became a cherished part of their lives, and Luna's story was told for generations, reminding everyone of the power of a selfless wish and the magic that can be found when one's heart is filled with love and kindness. And they lived happily ever after. The end. Once upon a time, in a quaint village nestled between rolling hills and a sparkling river, there was a young girl named Elara. Elara was known for her vivid imagination and her talent for painting. Her parents ran a small art supply shop, and Elara spent her days creating beautiful artworks inspired by the world around her. One day, while exploring the attic of their old house, Elara stumbled upon a dusty, ornate frame. Inside it was a blank canvas that seemed to shimmer in the light. Intrigued, Elara decided to take the frame down to her studio and paint something on it. As she began to paint, she felt an unusual sense of excitement. She painted a vibrant, magical forest with towering trees, sparkling streams, and colorful flowers. As she added the final touch, a magnificent golden phoenix, the canvas glowed brightly. Suddenly, the painting came to life, and Elara found herself standing in the very forest she had just painted. Elara was amazed by the beauty of the enchanted forest. She wandered through the trees, marveling at the crystal-clear streams and the melodious songs of the birds. As she explored, she met a talking squirrel named Pip. Pip explained that she had entered the enchanted forest, a magical place that existed in the world of her imagination. However, Pip also warned her of a great danger. The enchanted forest was under threat from a dark sorcerer named Malakar, who sought to drain the forest's magic to increase his own power. The only way to save the forest was to find the Crystal of Light, hidden deep within the Cave of Echoes. Determined to save the beautiful world she had created, Elara agreed to embark on the quest to find the Crystal of Light. Pip offered to be her guide, and together they set off on their adventure. Their journey was filled with challenges and obstacles. They had to cross the Bridge of Illusions, which played tricks on their eyes and made it difficult to find the correct path. Elara used her creativity to visualize the true bridge and guide them safely across. Next, they encountered the Garden of Whispers, where enchanted flowers whispered distracting and confusing thoughts. Elara focused on the soothing sound of a babbling brook, helping her stay calm and lead Pip through the garden without losing their way. Finally, they reached the entrance to the Cave of Echoes. The cave was dark and foreboding, with eerie echoes that seemed to come from all directions. Pip cautioned Elara that the echoes could lead them astray, but Elara had an idea. She began to sing a simple, cheerful tune. Her song echoed through the cave, creating a melody that they could follow. As they ventured deeper into the cave, they encountered Malakar. The dark sorcerer was a tall, shadowy figure with eyes that glowed with malice. He tried to stop them by casting dark spells, but Elara's song seemed to weaken his magic. With Pip's encouragement, Elara continued to sing, her voice growing stronger and more confident. Eventually, they reached a hidden chamber deep within the cave. In the center of the chamber was the Crystal of Light, glowing with a brilliant, pure light. Malakar tried to seize it, but Elara's song reached its crescendo, and the crystal's light intensified. The light overwhelmed Malakar, banishing him from the enchanted forest forever. With the Crystal of Light in her hands, Elara felt a surge of energy and creativity. She and Pip made their way back to the forest, where she placed the crystal on a pedestal at the heart of the enchanted forest. The forest came alive with vibrant colors and renewed magic. The trees grew taller, the flowers bloomed brighter, and the stream sparkled like diamonds. Elara bid farewell to Pip and the magical creatures of the enchanted forest, knowing that she could return whenever she wished through her enchanted painting. She stepped back through the frame and found herself in her studio once more. From that day on, Elara's paintings were more vibrant and alive than ever before. She shared the story of her adventure with the villagers, inspiring them with her courage and creativity. The enchanted painting became a treasured family heirloom, passed down through generations, reminding everyone of the power of imagination and the magic that lies within each of us. And so, Elara's legacy lived on, as her paintings continued to bring joy and wonder to all who beheld them. The enchanted forest flourished, protected by the light of creativity and the heart of a brave young girl who believed in the magic of her own imagination. The end. Once upon a time, in a quaint village nestled in a lush valley, there was a tale of an enchanted violin that was said to have the power to bring joy and harmony to anyone who heard its music. The violin had once belonged to a legendary musician named Elara, who used its magic to lift spirits and heal hearts. But after her mysterious disappearance, the violin was lost, and the village fell into a period of sadness and discord. In this village lived a young girl named Clara. Clara had always loved music and spent her days playing a small, worn-out violin her grandmother had given her. Despite its age and imperfections, Clara's music had a way of soothing the villagers and bringing them comfort. When Clara learned about the enchanted violin and the impact it could have on her village, she felt a deep resolve to find it and restore happiness to her home. The first challenge, the Forest of Echoes. Clara's journey began in the Forest of Echoes, a mystical forest where every sound seemed to be reflected and magnified by the trees. As Clara walked among the towering trees, she heard the soft strains of an ancient melody floating through the air. The melody seemed to guide her to a clearing where a majestic stag with antlers like silver branches stood. To pass through the Forest of Echoes, the stag said with a voice like the rustling leaves, "You must solve this riddle. I can be cracked, made, told, and played. What am I?" Clara thought for a moment and replied, "A joke." The stag's eyes sparkled with approval, and it stepped aside to reveal a hidden path leading out of the forest. "Follow this path to find the next challenge," the stag instructed. The second challenge, the River of Harmony. Clara followed the path and soon arrived at the River of Harmony, a serene river with water that danced and shimmered like liquid silver. The river was guarded by a graceful swan with feathers that sparkled in the sunlight. To cross the River of Harmony, the swan said with a gentle voice, "You must answer this question. What has many keys but can't open locks? Has space but no room, and you can play but not touch?" Clara pondered the question and answered, "A piano." The swan's eyes glowed with delight, and it flapped its wings to create a shimmering bridge of light across the river. Clara crossed the river, her heart swelling with hope as she continued her quest. The third challenge, the Cave of Whispers. On the other side of the river, Clara discovered the Cave of Whispers, a cavern filled with glowing crystals that emitted a soft, melodic hum. At the entrance of the cave stood an ancient door adorned with intricate musical symbols. A soft, melodic voice echoed through the cave, "To unlock this door and find the enchanted violin, you must reveal your true self. Share your deepest wish and prove that you seek it with a pure heart." Clara took a deep breath and spoke earnestly, "My deepest wish is to find the enchanted violin and bring its magic back to my village. I want to use its music to restore happiness and harmony to the people who have been struggling." The cave's walls began to glow with a warm, golden light, and the ancient door slowly creaked open, revealing a chamber filled with the soft, luminous glow of the enchanted violin resting on a pedestal. The revelation, bringing joy to the village. With the enchanted violin in her hands, Clara returned to her village. As she began to play, the violin's magic filled the air with a melody so beautiful and soothing that it seemed to touch the very soul of everyone who heard it. The music spread through the village, lifting spirits, mending broken hearts, and restoring harmony. The once sad village came alive with joy and laughter as Clara's music wove through the streets, fields, and homes. The villagers gathered to celebrate the return of their happiness and praised Clara for her bravery and determination. The tale of Clara's quest and the enchanted violin became a beloved story in the village, a reminder of the power of music, courage, and the magic that exists in the purest of hearts. Under the enchanting melodies of the violin, the village flourished once more, forever grateful for the girl who had restored their joy and harmony. Once upon a time, in a kingdom nestled between snow-capped mountains and emerald forests, there was a quaint little village named Brookshire. The villagers were known for their craftsmanship and creativity, but their most prized possession was an ancient and mysterious artifact, the enchanted quill. This quill was said to have the power to bring any written word to life, and it was kept in a secure chest in the village library. The keeper of the quill was a wise old librarian named Cedric, who had cared for it for as long as anyone could remember. Legend had it that the quill was a gift from the fairies, bestowed upon the village to inspire imagination and magic. However, it was also said that the quill's power could only be used once every 100 years, and it required a heart of true intention and bravery. One day, a young girl named Alara, with a spirit full of curiosity and a heart full of dreams, overheard a conversation about the enchanted quill. The villagers spoke of an impending drought that threatened their crops and livelihood. Alara, who loved her village dearly, felt a deep urge to help. She remembered stories her grandmother told her about how the enchanted quill could turn words into reality. Determined to use the quill's magic to save her village, Elara went to the library and approached Cedric. "Cedric," she said, "I wish to use the enchanted quill to bring rain to our fields. The drought is affecting everyone, and I believe the quill's magic can save us." Cedric looked at her with a thoughtful expression. "The quill's magic is powerful and can only be used once every 100 years. It is not to be taken lightly. If you truly wish to use it, you must first prove your worth by completing a series of tasks that test your courage, wisdom, and heart." Elara agreed, ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. Cedric handed her a map and a small golden key, explaining that the first task was to find the hidden Cave of Echoes, where she would face her first challenge. Following the map, Elara ventured into the dense forest. After hours of trekking, she arrived at a cavern with walls that shimmered with ancient symbols. Inside the cave, her task was to decipher a riddle etched into the stone: "I can fly without wings. I can cry without eyes. Wherever I go, darkness follows me. What am I?" Elara pondered the riddle and realized the answer was a cloud. With that revelation, the cavern's entrance opened, revealing a passage to the next challenge. Elara emerged into a tranquil meadow, where a beautiful, wise-looking deer stood waiting. The deer spoke: "To continue, you must show your bravery. Cross the bridge of shadows, but remember, it is not the shadows that are dangerous, but the fears within you." The bridge was a narrow, swaying structure surrounded by a mist that seemed to create dark, shifting shapes. As Elara stepped onto the bridge, the shadows took the form of her deepest fears, failing her village, letting everyone down. She took a deep breath, focused on her purpose, and walked steadily across the bridge. Her bravery saw her through, and she reached the other side unscathed. The final task was to find the enchanted glade, where a silver tree with golden leaves stood. The tree was guarded by a gentle, yet stern, fairy named Lyra. Lyra's task was to ensure that Elara's intentions were truly pure. She asked Elara to describe her deepest wish for her village and why she wanted to use the quill. Elara spoke from her heart, explaining her love for her village and her desire to help everyone prosper and live happily. Lyra listened intently, and seeing the sincerity in Elara's words, she was convinced of her noble intentions. "You have proven yourself worthy," Lyra said. "The enchanted quill is yours to use." Elara thanked Lyra and returned to the library with the quill. Cedric unlocked the chest, and Elara carefully held the quill, its feathers shimmering with magic. She wrote a simple but heartfelt wish: "May rain fall upon our fields and bring life and prosperity to our land." As soon as she finished writing, a gentle rain began to fall over Brookshire. The fields, parched and dry, were soon transformed into lush, green expanses. The villagers rejoiced and celebrated Elara's bravery and selflessness. The enchanted quill's magic had brought the much-needed rain and saved the village from the drought. From that day forward, Elara's tale of courage and compassion was cherished, and the village thrived under the magic of the enchanted quill. And so, the kingdom of Brookshire continued to flourish, and the legend of the enchanted quill lived on as a testament to the power of a pure heart and the magic that true intention can create. Once upon a time, in the kingdom of Harmonia, music filled every corner of the land. From dawn till dusk, melodies danced through the air, and the people sang and played instruments that created the most beautiful symphonies. The source of this music was the legendary Melody Fountain, a magical spring said to be blessed by the muse of music. In a quiet village on the edge of Harmonia lived a young girl named Lyra. Lyra was known for her incredible singing voice, which could make even the hardest heart soften. However, despite her talent, Lyra often felt that something was missing from her music. It was as if an essential note had been lost. One day, Lyra learned from an old storyteller that the Melody Fountain had begun to lose its magic. The songs that once flowed freely from it were now barely a whisper. The storyteller mentioned a long-forgotten song that was said to have the power to restore the fountain's magic, but the notes of the song had been lost to time. Determined to find the lost song and restore the Melody Fountain, Lyra set off on a journey through Harmonia. She began her quest by traveling to the great library of Harmonia, where the ancient scrolls and books held the secrets of the kingdom's music. The library was guarded by a wise old librarian named Alaric. To find the lost song, Alaric said, "You must first solve a riddle. I am not alive, yet I grow. I don't have lungs, yet I need air. I don't have a mouth, yet I need water. What am I?" Lyra thought carefully and answered, "A cloud." Alaric nodded approvingly and handed her an old, dusty book. This book contains fragments of the forgotten song. To piece it together, you must visit 3 magical places in Harmonia where the notes of the song were last heard. Lyra thanked Alaric and set off on her quest. Her first destination was the Whispering Woods, a place where the trees were said to hum with a melody when the wind blew through them. As she ventured into the woods, she encountered a talking squirrel named Nutmeg, who offered to help her. "The first part of the song is hidden in the heart of the woods," Nutmeg said. "To find it, you must answer this question. What has keys but cannot open locks, has space but no room, and you can enter but not go inside?" Lyra thought for a moment and answered, "A piano." Nutmeg led her to an ancient oak tree where, nestled among its roots, was a scroll with the first fragment of the song. Lyra carefully tucked it into her bag and thanked Nutmeg for the help. Next, Lyra traveled to the crystal caves, where the walls sparkled like diamonds and the echoes of footsteps created a mesmerizing harmony. She met a friendly bat named Echo who guided her through the caves. Echo told her that the second part of the song was hidden in the deepest part of the cave and would only be revealed by solving a riddle. "Listen carefully," Echo said, "and answer this. I am taken from a mine, and shut up in a wooden case, from which I am never released, and yet I am used by almost every person. What am I?" Lyra thought hard and answered, "A pencil." Echo led her to a hidden chamber where the second fragment of the song was engraved on a crystal tablet. Lyra took the fragment and thanked Echo for the guidance. Her final destination was the Meadow of Echoes, a field where every sound was mirrored back with a beautiful resonance. In the meadow, she encountered a graceful deer named Harmony, who helped her find the final fragment of the song. Harmony told her that the last piece was hidden beneath the oldest tree in the meadow. To find it, Harmony said, "You must solve this riddle. I can be cracked, made, told, and played. What am I?" Lyra answered, "A joke." Harmony led her to the old tree, where she found the final scroll with the last fragment of the song. With all 3 fragments in hand, Lyra returned to the melody fountain. Standing before the fountain, Lyra began to piece together the lost song from the fragments. As she sang the notes, the melody fountain responded with a beautiful, powerful magic that flowed through Harmonia. The notes of the song filled the air, and the fountain sparkled with renewed brilliance. The kingdom of Harmonia rejoiced as the magic of the melody fountain was restored, and music once again filled every corner of the land. Lyra's quest became a cherished legend, and she was celebrated for her bravery and determination in restoring the song that brought harmony and joy to all. And so, the kingdom of Harmonia thrived, its music a testament to the power of a pure heart and the magic of a lost song, and Lyra lived happily ever after, her music forever a part of the kingdom's enchanting melody. Once upon a time, in a quaint village nestled between rolling hills and a shimmering lake, there was a small, magical forest known as the Moonlight Grove. The villagers believed that the grove was home to a special kind of magic that only appeared when the moon was full and bright. In this village lived a young girl named Lena. Lena was curious and kind-hearted, and she loved to explore the forest, especially during the full moon. Her grandmother, who had once told her enchanting stories about the grove, had always warned her about one thing: never touch the starry lantern. The starry lantern was a legendary object said to hold the power to grant any wish. It was hidden deep within the forest and could only be seen during the full moon. Despite her grandmother's warnings, Lena was intrigued by the stories and often wondered what it would be like to see the lantern. One crisp, clear night, when the full moon was especially bright, Lena decided to venture into the forest. She had heard rumors that the lantern was appearing this night, and her curiosity got the better of her. With a lantern of her own and a small basket of food, she set off into the moonlit woods. As Lena walked deeper into the forest, she marveled at the way the moonlight danced on the leaves, casting enchanting shadows. The path was illuminated with a soft glow, leading her towards the heart of the forest. After a while, she reached a clearing bathed in moonlight, where the air seemed to shimmer with magic. In the center of the clearing stood an ancient oak tree with branches that sparkled as if adorned with tiny stars. Hanging from one of its branches was the starry lantern. It glowed with a mesmerizing light, its surface covered in delicate patterns that shifted and changed like the night sky. Lena approached the lantern with a mixture of awe and trepidation. She remembered her grandmother's warning but felt an irresistible pull towards it. The lantern's glow seemed to beckon her closer. As Lena reached out and touched the lantern, a gentle voice spoke. "Welcome, Lena. I am the Starry Lantern. You have shown great courage to find me, and now I can grant you one wish. But remember, wishes made from the heart are the most powerful." Lena was taken aback but quickly gathered her thoughts. She knew exactly what she wished for. She had seen her village struggle with harsh winters and poor harvests. Her wish was simple yet profound. She wanted her village to always have enough food and warmth to get through the hardest of times. With a deep breath, Lena spoke her wish aloud. "I wish for my village to always have enough food and warmth, so no one has to go hungry or cold." The lantern's light grew brighter, and the air around Lena seemed to swirl with a soft, warm breeze. "Your wish is granted," the lantern said. "Remember, true magic comes from the heart. Share this magic with others, and it will grow." As Lena made her way back to the village, she felt a sense of peace and fulfillment. She arrived to find her village bustling with newfound energy. The fields were lush with crops, and the village had an abundance of food and warmth. Everyone was puzzled but grateful for the sudden change in their fortunes. Lena knew the magic of the Starry Lantern had worked, but she also knew that her village's kindness and unity were just as important. She shared the story of her adventure and encouraged everyone to work together and support each other. From that day on, the village thrived. The villagers learned that the true magic lay not just in the lantern, but in their own hearts and their willingness to help one another. And each full moon, Lena would visit the Moonlight Grove to remember the magic of that night and the power of a selfless wish. The end. Once upon a time, in the peaceful village of Lumina, nestled between rolling hills and lush forests, there was a tale of an enchanted lantern. This lantern, said to be imbued with magical light, was rumored to grant a single wish to anyone who found it. The lantern had been lost for many years, and the villagers had long forgotten its whereabouts. In Lumina, there lived a young boy named Finn. Finn was known for his adventurous spirit and his kind heart. He loved exploring the forests, helping his neighbors, and dreaming of grand quests. His parents, though modest, had always encouraged his curiosity and compassion. One winter evening, as the first snowflakes of the season began to fall, Finn's grandmother fell ill with a mysterious illness that no healer could cure. The village doctor did his best, but nothing seemed to help. Desperate to save his beloved grandmother, Finn remembered the story of the enchanted lantern. He decided to set out on a quest to find it, hoping its magic could bring her back to health. With a small backpack filled with supplies, a warm scarf, and a map of the old forest that he had found in his grandmother's attic, Finn ventured into the woods. The forest was beautiful in winter, with snow-covered branches and a serene silence. As Finn walked, he followed the clues from the map, which led him deeper into the heart of the forest. After a few hours of walking, Finn arrived at a clearing where a beautiful, ancient oak tree stood. The tree was adorned with shimmering icicles and glowing lanterns hanging from its branches. At the base of the tree was a small, wooden door, almost hidden by snow. With a deep breath, Finn opened the door and found himself in a cozy, dimly lit room. The room was filled with old, dusty books and glowing crystals. In the center of the room stood a wise old fox named Elara, who had been waiting for him. "Welcome, young seeker," Elara said with a gentle voice. "I am the guardian of the enchanted lantern. To prove your worthiness, you must first complete 3 tasks that test your courage, wisdom, and kindness." Finn nodded eagerly, ready to face the challenges ahead. Elara explained the first task, the trial of courage. Finn had to cross the frozen lake, which was said to be haunted by an ancient spirit. The spirit was known to scare away intruders with illusions and cold winds. Finn approached the lake, where a thick mist hovered over the surface. As he stepped onto the ice, he felt a chill and heard eerie whispers. The mist formed shadowy figures that seemed to reach out for him. Finn, however, focused on his goal and kept moving forward with determination. He remembered his grandmother's encouraging words and his own courage, and with each step, the shadows and mist began to dissipate. When he reached the other side of the lake, he found a small, glowing crystal embedded in the ice. He picked it up, and the spirit of the lake appeared, a shimmering figure of light. "You have shown true courage," the spirit said. "The path is now open." Ilara then led Finn to the second task, the trial of wisdom. Finn had to solve a riddle that was inscribed on an ancient stone tablet. The riddle was, "I can be cracked, made, told, and played. What am I?" Finn thought carefully and remembered the stories and puzzles he had learned as a child. After a moment, he answered, "A joke." The stone tablet glowed brightly, and a secret door opened, revealing a path to the final trial. The third task was the trial of kindness. Finn found himself in a garden where a beautiful but tired flower was wilting. The flower's petals were drooping, and it seemed to be struggling to survive. Finn gently watered the flower and sang a soothing lullaby. As he cared for it with love and patience, the flower began to revive, its petals brightening and its fragrance filling the air. The garden bloomed with renewed life, and a gentle breeze carried a message from the flower: "You have demonstrated true kindness." With all three tasks completed, Ilara led Finn to a hidden chamber where the enchanted lantern was kept. The lantern was radiant, its light casting a warm glow across the room. Ilara handed it to Finn and said, "Your heart is pure, and you have earned the right to make your wish." Finn held the lantern close and thought about his grandmother. He made his wish, asking for her health to be restored and for happiness to return to his village. The lantern's light grew brighter, and a magical aura spread through the forest. When Finn returned to Lumina, he found that his grandmother had recovered and the village was thriving. The enchanted lantern's magic had not only healed his grandmother but also brought joy and prosperity to all. Finn's bravery, wisdom, and kindness were celebrated by everyone, and the tale of the enchanted lantern became a cherished story in Lumina. The lantern was placed in the village square, serving as a symbol of hope and the magic that resides in a kind and courageous heart. And so, Finn continued his life with the same adventurous spirit and compassion that had guided him on his quest, knowing that the true magic of the lantern was the power of love and selflessness. The end. Once upon a time, in a land of lush meadows and ancient forests, there was a tranquil village named Greenleaf. Nestled at the edge of the village was a mystical lake known as Silver Lake. Its waters sparkled like liquid starlight, and the villagers believed it was guarded by a benevolent spirit who kept the land fertile and the village prosperous. The guardian of Silver Lake was said to be a graceful and elusive being named Lyra, a nymph of the waters who appeared only when the village faced a great challenge. The lake was not only a source of beauty but also of sustenance, as its waters were rumored to grant blessings to those who respected and cherished them. One year, a dreadful drought struck Greenleaf. The once lush fields turned barren, and the villagers were desperate to save their crops and their livelihood. The villagers spoke of the legend of Lyra, and they knew they needed her help to restore the balance. But Lyra had not been seen for many years, and no one knew how to summon her. Among the villagers was a young boy named Finn, known for his curiosity and bravery. Finn loved the stories of Lyra and felt a deep connection to Silver Lake. Determined to save his village, Finn decided to embark on a journey to find Lyra and seek her help. He set off early one morning, carrying a small backpack filled with provisions and a heart full of hope. Following the map he had drawn from old tales, Finn made his way to Silver Lake. As he approached, he noticed the lake's once sparkling waters had dimmed, reflecting the parched land around it. Standing at the edge of the lake, Finn called out, "Lyra, guardian of Silver Lake, I beseech you. Our village is in dire need of your help. Please, show yourself and restore the magic of the lake." As Finn's voice echoed across the still waters, a soft breeze began to stir, and the lake's surface shimmered. From the center of the lake, a mist began to rise, and Lyra appeared, her form ethereal and shimmering like moonlight on water. "Brave Finn," Lyra said in a voice like a gentle ripple, "why have you called me?" Finn explained the plight of his village, describing the drought and the suffering of the people. He spoke with sincerity and hope, asking Lyra to use her magic to bring rain and restore the land. Lyra listened intently and then said, "To restore the balance, you must first complete 3 tasks that will test your courage, wisdom, and kindness. Only then will the magic of Silver Lake be fully restored." Finn nodded, ready to undertake the tasks. Lyra guided him to the first challenge, a dense forest where a powerful storm had uprooted trees and caused chaos. His task was to help restore the forest. Finn worked tirelessly, clearing debris and helping animals find shelter. He showed great perseverance and compassion, earning the respect of the forest creatures. For the second task, Lyra led Finn to a mountain cave where a group of lost fireflies had been trapped. The fireflies' light was needed to rekindle the magic of the lake. Finn carefully navigated the dark cave, gently guiding the fireflies back to their home. His kindness and patience helped the fireflies safely return to their glowing haven. The final task was to climb the highest peak in the land and recover a rare flower known as the moon blossom, which only bloomed under the light of a full moon. The journey was arduous, but Finn's determination never wavered. When he finally reached the peak, he found the flower in full bloom, its petals glowing softly in the moonlight. Finn carefully picked the flower and made his way back to Silver Lake. With all the tasks complete, Finn returned to the lake with the moon blossom in hand. Lyra accepted the flower and thanked Finn for his efforts. "You have shown great courage, wisdom, and kindness," Lyra said. "The magic of Silver Lake shall now be restored." As Lyra placed the moon blossom into the lake's waters, a brilliant light spread across the surface. Rain began to fall gently over Greenleaf, and the land started to green once more. The villagers rejoiced as their crops flourished and their spirits were lifted. Lyra smiled at Finn. "Your bravery has saved your village, and the magic of Silver Lake will continue to protect and nourish Greenleaf." With that, Lyra disappeared into the mist, her task complete. Finn returned to his village as a hero, and the story of his adventure was celebrated for generations. The villagers continued to honor Silver Lake and its guardian, knowing that true magic lies in the courage and selflessness of those who are willing to make a difference. And so, Greenleaf thrived once more under the care of Silver Lake, with Finn's tale serving as a timeless reminder of the power of kindness and the magic that can be found in even the most challenging of quests. Once upon a time, in a kingdom not found on any map, there was a realm of gears and magic called Clockwork. This land was ruled by a wise and kind-hearted queen named Elara. Queen Elara was no ordinary monarch, she had a special gift. Her heart was connected to the kingdom's grand clock, a magnificent timepiece that ticked rhythmically at the center of the capital city. This clock wasn't just for telling time, it governed the very essence of magic in the land. The kingdom thrived in harmony, thanks to the clock. Every tick brought a fresh bloom of flowers, and every talk sent a gentle breeze to cool the land. However, this perfect balance was threatened one fateful day when a mysterious shadowy figure appeared at the edge of the kingdom. This figure was none other than an envious sorcerer named Malachi, who had longed for the magic of the Clockwork Kingdom. He harbored a dark spell that could halt the grand clock's gears, plunging the land into chaos. Disguised as a humble traveler, Malachi entered the kingdom and managed to slip into the palace unnoticed. There, he whispered his spell into the heart of the clock. As the spell took hold, the once harmonious ticking of the clock began to falter. Flowers wilted, and the breeze turned into a harsh wind. Queen Elara, sensing the imbalance, knew that something was terribly wrong. She called upon her trusted advisor, a clever mechanical owl named Hoot, and together they set out to find the source of the disturbance. Hoot's mechanical eyes scanned the kingdom's clockwork machinery while Elara used her magic to sense the disruption. They soon discovered the dark enchantment at the heart of the clock. Realizing the urgency of the situation, Elara and Hoot needed to act quickly to save their beloved kingdom. They set out on a perilous journey to find the only thing that could break Malakai's spell, a legendary artifact known as the Crystal Key. This key was said to be hidden deep within the enchanted forest, guarded by ancient beings and tricky puzzles. The enchanted forest was no ordinary woodland. Its trees whispered secrets, and its paths shifted with every step. Elara and Hoot ventured deeper into the forest, facing numerous challenges. They solved riddles posed by talking animals, navigated through shifting illusions, and even braved the trials of the Forest Guardian, a majestic stag with eyes like glowing emeralds. At the heart of the forest, they finally reached the hidden sanctuary where the Crystal Key lay. It was a radiant gem that pulsed with a soft, inviting glow. But to retrieve it, they needed to answer one final riddle posed by the Guardian: what binds time and magic together, yet never can be seen? Elara thought deeply, her mind racing through the magical principles she had learned over the years. Then it struck her. "It is the essence of balance," she exclaimed. The Guardian's eyes sparkled with approval, and the Crystal Key floated into her hands. With the Crystal Key in their possession, Elara and Hoot raced back to the kingdom. As they approached the grand clock, Malakai reappeared, furious at their success. He tried to unleash his dark magic once more, but Elara was ready. She used the Crystal Key to counteract the spell, and with a surge of magic, the grand clock began to tick smoothly once again. The kingdom's harmony was restored. Flowers bloomed, and the breeze became gentle once more. Malakai, realizing he was defeated, fled into the shadows, never to be seen again. Queen Elara and Hoot were celebrated as heroes. The kingdom rejoiced in their restored magic and balance. From that day on, the grand clock continued its steady rhythm, and the people of Clockwork lived in peace and prosperity. And as for Elara, she never forgot the lesson that balance was the key to harmony, and that even in times of darkness, courage and wisdom could restore the light. And so, in the enchanted land of Clockwork, time ticked on, carrying with it the magic of harmony in the legacy of a brave queen and her loyal friend. And they all lived happily ever after. The end. The Moonstone Princess. Once upon a time, in a kingdom nestled between towering mountains and a sparkling sea, there was a realm called Lyria. Lyria was renowned for its breathtaking beauty and its most precious treasure, the Moonstone, a mystical gem that held the power to bring peace and prosperity to the land. The Moonstone was kept in the Grand Palace, guarded by the wise and gentle Queen Seraphina and her kind-hearted daughter, Princess Elara. Princess Elara had always been fascinated by the Moonstone and the ancient legends surrounding it. The story spoke of its ability to grant one wish every century, a wish that could shape the future of Lyria. As the time approached for the Moonstone's magic to be used once more, Elara felt a deep longing to help her people in a way that went beyond her royal duties. The call of the Moonstone. One starry night, as the Moonstone glowed with an otherworldly light, Elara heard a soft, melodious voice calling her name. She followed the voice to the Moonstone chamber, where she saw a vision of a golden-haired fairy hovering above the gem. The fairy spoke, "Princess Elara, the Moonstone's power is great, but it must be used wisely. A hidden threat looms over Lyria, and only a heart full of courage and compassion can reveal the true path to save your kingdom. Seek the moon's echo and uncover the truth." The quest begins. Determined to protect her kingdom, Elara set out on a quest to find the moon's echo. The fairy had hinted that it lay hidden in the Whispering Woods, a mystical forest known for its elusive and magical creatures. Elara ventured into the Whispering Woods, guided by the soft glow of the Moonstone she carried. The forest was alive with whispers and shimmering lights, and the path was illuminated by delicate, glowing mushrooms. As she journeyed deeper, Elara encountered 3 enchanted animals: a wise old owl, a mischievous fox, and a gentle deer. Each animal offered her a piece of advice. The owl spoke of hidden dangers, the fox of cunning deceptions, and the deer of the importance of staying true to her heart. Armed with their guidance, Elara pressed on. The moon's echo. After hours of navigating through the forest, Elara reached a secluded glen bathed in moonlight. At the center of the glen was a crystalline pool that shimmered like liquid silver. The Moonstone began to glow brightly, and Elara realized that the moon's echo was the reflection of the Moonstone in the pool. As Alara peered into the water, she saw a vision of a dark figure planning to seize the moonstone and use its power for nefarious purposes. The figure was a sorcerer named Malakar, who had been hiding in the shadows, waiting for the right moment to strike. A plan unfolds. Understanding the gravity of the situation, Alara knew she had to act quickly. She returned to the palace with the knowledge of the sorcerer's plan and devised a strategy to protect the moonstone. Alara and her mother, Queen Seraphina, organized a grand celebration to distract the sorcerer. The festival was filled with music, dancing, and joy, drawing the attention of all the kingdom's inhabitants. Meanwhile, Alara and a few trusted allies secretly prepared a hidden chamber beneath the palace to safeguard the moonstone. The sorcerer's defeat. As Malakar arrived at the palace, he was lured by the festivities. Disguised as a jester, he made his way through the crowd, seeking the moonstone. However, Alara's plan worked flawlessly. With the help of her allies, she revealed Malakar's true identity and exposed his wicked intentions. A fierce battle ensued, but Alara's courage and the strength of her allies proved formidable. With a final, decisive effort, they managed to defeat Malakar and secure the moonstone. A new dawn. With the kingdom safe and the moonstone protected, Alara and Queen Seraphina were celebrated as heroes. The moonstone's magic had been preserved, and the kingdom of Lyria flourished with renewed hope and prosperity. Alara's bravery and wisdom became legendary, and she was remembered not just as a princess but as a protector of her people. The moonstone continued to shine brightly, a symbol of the courage and compassion that had saved the kingdom. And so, Lyria thrived under the watchful glow of the moonstone, forever guided by the light of a princess who had embraced her destiny and protected her realm with a heart full of love. In a quaint kingdom nestled between rolling hills and ancient forests, there was a small village named Eldoria. This village was renowned for its beauty, with its flower-filled meadows and crystal-clear streams. But the villagers knew of something even more special. Each night, a single star, the hidden star, would shine brightly in the sky, guiding lost travelers home. The star was said to hold magical powers, but no one knew its true origin. In this village lived a curious young boy named Leo. He had a mop of unruly hair and a heart full of adventure. Every evening, he would gaze up at the hidden star and dream of discovering its secrets. The villagers told tales of how the star had once been a guiding light for their ancestors, but its magic had faded over time. One autumn evening, when the moon was full and the air crisp, Leo decided that he would uncover the mystery of the hidden star. He packed a small bag with supplies, a loaf of bread, a flask of water, and a warm cloak, and set off towards the edge of the forest, where it was rumored the star's magic was strongest. As he ventured deeper into the woods, the trees grew taller and the shadows longer. The path became faint, but Leo pressed on, guided by the light of the hidden star. He walked until he reached a clearing with an enormous, ancient oak tree at its center. The tree's branches reached high into the sky, almost as if trying to touch the star itself. Leo rested beneath the oak, staring up at the star that seemed to twinkle more brightly than usual. Just as he was about to fall asleep, a gentle voice spoke from the tree. "You seek the hidden star, young one?" Startled, Leo looked around and saw a figure emerging from the oak, a wise old man with a long, silver beard and a robe that shimmered with the colors of the night sky. He was the Star Keeper, a guardian of the hidden star's magic. "Yes," Leo said, finding his voice. "I want to understand the star's secret and restore its magic to help our village." The Star Keeper's eyes twinkled with approval. "A noble quest indeed. But the star's magic lies not just in its light but in the heart of the one who seeks it." The Star Keeper extended his hand, and a small, glowing orb appeared. "This is the Heartstone. It holds the essence of the star's magic. To restore the star, you must place the Heartstone in the highest branch of this tree before the next dawn." Leo accepted the Heartstone, feeling its warmth in his hands. He climbed the ancient oak, carefully navigating the gnarled branches. As he neared the top, the wind picked up, making the task more challenging. But Leo's determination never wavered. He reached the highest branch and placed the Heartstone gently. As soon as the Heartstone touched the branch, the star's light intensified, sending a beam of pure silver light down to the clearing. The ancient oak began to shimmer, and the surrounding forest was bathed in a soft, magical glow. The Star Keeper appeared beside Leo. "You have done it, young Leo. You have restored the star's magic. Not only with the Heartstone but with your courage and pure heart." The light from the star grew brighter and brighter until it enveloped Leo in a warm embrace. He felt a sense of peace and fulfillment. The Star Keeper smiled. "The hidden star will now shine more brightly than ever, and its magic will guide and protect your village." As dawn approached, the star's light gradually faded, but the forest remained filled with a gentle, magical glow. Leo descended from the oak, his heart light and full of joy. He returned to Eldoria, where the villagers marveled at the renewed brilliance of the hidden star in the sky. From that day on, the hidden star shone with a radiance that lit up the night and brought hope to all who looked up. Leo's bravery and kindness became legendary, and the village thrived under the star's renewed magic. Every night, as the star's light danced across the sky, the villagers would remember the tale of the boy who restored the star's magic and the heart that made it all possible.
In a quaint village nestled by the edge of a mystical forest, there lived a young girl named Luna. Luna was known for her kindness and her love of the stars. Every night, she would gaze up at the moon, dreaming of far-off lands and magical adventures. One evening, as Luna wandered through the forest near her village, she stumbled upon an old, moss-covered chest hidden beneath the roots of a giant oak tree. Curious, she opened the chest and discovered a beautiful silver pendant shaped like a crescent moon. It shimmered softly, as if holding a piece of the moonlight itself. Excited by her find, Luna took the pendant home. That night, under the full moon, she noticed the pendant glowing brighter and heard a soft whisper, "Luna, you have found the moonlit pendant. Your kindness and bravery are needed." The next day, Luna learned that her village was facing a serious problem. The once lush fields had turned barren, and the river that flowed through the village had become a mere trickle. The villagers were worried and unsure of how to restore their land. Luna remembered the pendant's whisper and decided to seek help. She visited the village elder, a wise woman named Alara. Alara, upon seeing the pendant, revealed an ancient secret. The moonlit pendant is magical. It can restore life to the land, but only if you complete a quest. You must travel to the Enchanted Lake and retrieve the Heart of the Moon, a magical crystal that can bring back the vitality of the land. With determination in her heart, Luna set off on her journey. The path to the Enchanted Lake was fraught with challenges. She first encountered a dark forest where shadows danced and whispered. Luna was frightened but pressed on, holding the pendant close. The pendant's glow seemed to guide her through the forest, and soon she reached the edge of a sparkling, enchanted lake. The lake was guarded by a majestic, silver swan named Selene. To retrieve the Heart of the Moon, Selene said, "You must prove your courage and kindness. Tell me, why do you seek the Heart of the Moon?" Luna, her voice steady, replied, "I seek the Heart of the Moon to restore my village's land and help my people. I want to make a difference and bring life back to where it has faded." Selene's eyes sparkled with approval. "Your heart is pure. The Heart of the Moon is hidden in the depths of this lake. To retrieve it, you must face your greatest fear." Taking a deep breath, Luna stepped into the lake. The water was cool and clear, and as she swam deeper, she saw eerie shapes in the shadows. Her fear grew, but she focused on her goal. The pendant glowed brightly, lighting the way. In the depths, Luna found a shimmering crystal nestled among the reeds. The Heart of the Moon pulsed gently with a soft light. Luna grasped the crystal, and as she did, the shadows around her faded away, and a calming light enveloped her. With the Heart of the Moon in hand, Luna swam back to the surface. Selene greeted her with a smile. "You have proven your bravery and kindness. Take the Heart of the Moon to your village." Luna thanked Selene and made her way back home, the Heart of the Moon glowing warmly in her hands. As she approached the village, the pendant began to shine even brighter, guiding her to the heart of the barren fields. When Luna placed the Heart of the Moon in the center of the fields, Its light spread outwards, bringing warmth and vitality back to the land. The crops began to grow lush and green, and the river flowed once more with clear, sparkling water. The villagers gathered around, cheering and celebrating. They marveled at Luna's bravery and the magic of the heart of the moon. The once barren land was now flourishing, and the village was vibrant and full of life once again. Luna's heart swelled with happiness as she looked at the thriving fields and the grateful faces of her fellow villagers. She realized that her journey had taught her the true power of courage, kindness, and determination. From that day on, Luna was known not only for her love of the stars, but also for her heroic heart. The moonlit pendant remained a cherished treasure, a reminder of the magic that lies within those who dare to dream and act with a pure heart. And so, Luna lived happily, always ready for new adventures and guided by the light of the moonlit pendant, knowing that she had made a difference in her village and beyond.
Once upon a time, in a quaint village nestled between rolling hills and a shimmering lake, there lived a kind-hearted young woman named Clara. Clara had a unique gift. She could make flowers bloom with a single touch. Her garden was renowned for its vibrant, ever-blooming flowers, which attracted visitors from far and wide. One evening, as Clara was tending to her garden, she noticed a starfall, a single bright star descending gently toward her. The star landed softly on her garden path, and to Clara's amazement, it transformed into a tiny, glowing creature with delicate wings and a twinkling crown. "Hello," the creature said in a melodic voice. "I am Leora, a star fairy. I have come to thank you for the beauty you bring to the world with your gift. For many years, I have watched your garden from the night sky, and it brings light and joy to everyone who sees it." Clara was astonished. "I had no idea my garden reached the stars," she said, blushing. Leora fluttered her wings gracefully. "Indeed, it does. And now, I have a special request. The Enchanted Meadow, a place of magic and wonder, is in peril. A dark spell has withered its flowers, and only the touch of a true heart can restore its beauty. Would you help us?" Clara agreed without hesitation, her heart swelling with a desire to help. Leora guided her to a hidden grove at the edge of the village, where the entrance to the Enchanted Meadow was concealed. With a wave of Leora's wand, a hidden door in the grove opened, revealing a shimmering path leading to the meadow. As they entered the Enchanted Meadow, Clara saw the once beautiful landscape now covered in a dull, gray haze. The flowers were wilted, and the air felt heavy with sadness. Leora explained that a sorcerer had cast a spell to drain the meadow's magic, hoping to control its wonders for himself. Clara knelt down and touched the ground, sending a wave of warmth through the meadow. Flowers began to stir, and small shoots of green emerged from the soil. Clara continued to walk through the meadow, her touch reviving the flowers one by one. Each flower that bloomed added a splash of color and renewed energy to the once sad landscape. As Clara worked, she felt a presence behind her. It was the sorcerer, cloaked in dark robes and with a scowl on his face. "You cannot undo my spell," he declared. "The magic of this meadow is mine to control." But Leora stepped forward bravely. True magic cannot be controlled by force. It thrives on kindness and love. The sorcerer sneered and attempted to cast a new spell to halt Clara's progress, but as he did, Clara's touch caused the flowers to sparkle with a radiant light, overpowering the dark spell. The enchantment protecting the meadow began to mend, and the sorcerer's powers waned. Desperate, the sorcerer tried to flee, but the meadow's magic had grown too strong. The flowers and trees, now glowing with vibrant colors, surrounded him and gently, yet firmly, ushered him out of the meadow. He was forced to leave, his dark spell dissolved by the meadow's renewed magic. With the sorcerer gone, the Enchanted Meadow flourished once more. The air was filled with the sweet scent of blooming flowers, and a soft, golden light bathed the landscape. Clara and Leora stood in awe of the transformation. "Thank you, Clara," Leora said with a grateful smile. "You have restored the magic of the Enchanted Meadow. Your kindness and courage have proven that the true power of magic lies in the heart." Clara smiled back, her heart full of joy. "I'm I'm just glad I could help." Leora offered Clara a gift, a single star-shaped flower that would forever remind her of the magic she had restored. As a token of gratitude, Leora promised that Clara's garden would always be blessed with a special light that would make it even more enchanting. Clara returned to her village with the star-shaped flower in hand. Her garden became more magical than ever, glowing with a soft, otherworldly light. The villagers marveled at the beauty of Clara's garden, unaware of the magical adventure she had experienced. As the years passed, Clara's garden continued to be a place of wonder, bringing joy to all who visited. The enchanted meadow thrived, a reminder of the power of kindness and the magic that lies within the heart of those who seek to help others. And so, Clara's legacy lived on in both her garden and the enchanted meadow, a testament to the lasting impact of a true and caring heart. The end. Once upon a time, in the heart of a mystical forest, there was a village called Elderglen. The village was known for its enchanting lanterns that glowed with a warm, golden light. Each lantern had its own unique magic, bringing warmth and cheer to the villagers even on the coldest nights. In this village lived a kind-hearted girl named Leora. She had a special lantern that had been passed down through generations in her family. This lantern was unlike any other. It was said to hold the light of 1,000 sunsets and to possess the power to reveal hidden truths. One crisp autumn evening, as the leaves turned shades of red and gold, a dense fog rolled into Elderglen. The fog was so thick that it seemed to swallow the village in its embrace, leaving the villagers disoriented and frightened. No matter how hard they tried, they couldn't find their way through the fog. Leora, who was known for her bravery, decided to use her lantern to help the villagers. She took her lantern and stepped outside, where the fog seemed to grow even denser. She held up the lantern high, hoping its light would cut through the murkiness. To her surprise, the lantern's glow began to shimmer and dance, casting magical patterns in the fog. The golden light seemed to draw the fog away, revealing a shimmering path leading deeper into the forest. Leora followed the path with her lantern, determined to uncover the source of the fog and find a way to clear it. As she ventured further into the forest, the trees whispered secrets, and the air grew cooler. The path led her to a hidden glade where a majestic, ancient tree stood at its center. The tree was adorned with glowing crystals that pulsed with a soft, ethereal light. Beneath the tree, Leora discovered a small, silver box. The box was engraved with intricate symbols and appeared to be locked. With a sense of urgency, Leora placed her lantern next to the box. The lantern's light seemed to interact with the symbols on the box, causing them to glow. Suddenly, the box opened with a gentle click, revealing a delicate, golden key inside. The key was intricately designed, with a heart-shaped handle and a shimmering blade. Leora took the key and looked around, sensing that it was meant for something important. Following her intuition, Leora noticed a faint glow emanating from a hidden alcove in the tree. She approached and found a small door nestled within the tree trunk. With a deep breath, she used the golden key to unlock the door. As it swung open, a burst of bright light filled the glade. The light revealed a magnificent fairy queen with wings that sparkled like the night sky. She hovered gracefully before Leora and spoke in a voice as soft as a summer breeze. "Thank you, brave Leora, for finding the key and unlocking the magic of the ancient tree." The fog that enveloped Elderglen was a spell cast by a forgotten enchantress, who wished to test the hearts of those who would seek to help others. The fairy queen explained that the enchantress had once been a guardian of the forest but had been forgotten over time. Her spell was intended to find someone with a pure heart who could restore balance to the forest and the village. Leora listened with awe as the fairy queen continued. "You have proven your bravery and kindness, Leora. By unlocking the tree and restoring the magic, you have broken the enchantress's spell. The fog will lift from Elderglen, and the village will be safe once more." With a wave of her hand, the fairy queen conjured a magical breeze that swept through the forest. The fog began to dissolve, revealing the village in all its glory. The lanterns of Elderglen glowed even brighter, reflecting the joy and relief of the villagers. Leora returned to the village with her lantern, greeted by cheers and gratitude from her fellow villagers. They celebrated her bravery and the magical lantern that had guided her through the fog. The Fairy Queen appeared one last time to thank Leora personally. Your lantern will always hold a special place in the heart of the forest. Its light will continue to guide and protect those who seek to bring kindness and help to others. From that day on, Leora's lantern became a symbol of hope and courage in Elderglen. The village thrived, and the lanterns continued to shine brightly, reminding everyone of the magic that lies in a heart willing to help and the importance of bravery in the face of challenges. Once upon a time, in a land far away, nestled between majestic mountains and a serene, crystal-clear lake, there lay the kingdom of Verdania. Verdania was a place of beauty and tranquility, known for its lush gardens and vibrant flora. The heart of this kingdom was a magical garden called the Enchanted Grove, which was said to be blessed by fairies. At the center of this grove grew the legendary Crystal Bloom, a flower of unmatched beauty that glowed with an inner light and was believed to possess the power to heal any ailment and bring prosperity to the land. The Crystal Bloom had flourished for centuries, its magic ensuring the well-being of Verdania. However, one fateful night, a terrible storm ravaged the kingdom. Lightning struck the Enchanted Grove, and the Crystal Bloom's light began to fade. The people of Verdania grew worried, for they knew that without the bloom's magic, their kingdom would fall into disrepair. King Alaric, a wise and just ruler, called upon the bravest and most skilled individuals in his kingdom to embark on a quest to save the Crystal Bloom. Among those who stepped forward was a young girl named Elara. Elara was not of noble birth, but she possessed a heart full of courage and a deep love for her homeland. She had grown up hearing stories of the Crystal Bloom and dreamed of one day seeing it in all its glory. "Your Majesty," Elara said, bowing before the king, "I may not be a knight or a scholar, but I will do whatever it takes to save the Crystal Bloom and our kingdom." King Alaric looked into Elara's determined eyes and nodded. "Very well, Elara. You shall lead this quest. Take this map, which shows the way to the sacred glade where the guardian of the Crystal Bloom resides. Seek his guidance, and may the spirits of Verdania watch over you." With the map in hand, Elara set off on her journey. She traveled through dense forests and across rushing rivers, determined to reach the sacred glade. Along the way, she encountered a mischievous sprite named Puck. Puck, intrigued by Elara's bravery, decided to accompany her. "Hello, brave traveler," Puck chirped, fluttering around her. "I know these woods well. Let me guide you, for the path to the sacred glade is fraught with danger." Elara was grateful for Puck's help, and together they ventured deeper into the forest. Soon, they reached the first challenge, a massive, thorny briar blocking their path. Puck grinned. "This is easy. Watch and learn." He darted around, sprinkling sparkling dust on the thorns. The briars parted, revealing a clear path. "Thank you, Puck," Elara said with a smile. They continued on their journey, their path now clear of obstacles. After several days of travel, they arrived at the sacred glade. At its center stood an ancient, towering tree with bark that shimmered like silver. Beneath the tree sat the guardian of the Crystal Bloom, a wise old elf named Eldrin. "Greetings, young Elara," Eldrin said in a voice that resonated with the wisdom of ages. "I know why you have come. To restore the Crystal Bloom, you must retrieve the Heartstone, a gem of pure light that lies within the Cavern of Echoes." Elara listened intently as Eldrin continued, "The Cavern of Echoes is a perilous place, filled with illusions and challenges. Only those with a pure heart and unwavering determination can obtain the Heartstone." With renewed determination, Elara and Puck set off for the Cavern of Echoes. The cavern was hidden deep within the mountains, and its entrance was guarded by a formidable stone golem. To enter, the golem rumbled, "You must answer this riddle. I speak without a mouth and hear without ears. I have no body, but I come alive with wind. What am I?" Elara thought for a moment before answering, "An echo." The golem stepped aside, allowing them to enter the cavern. Inside, the walls glittered with crystals that reflected light in mesmerizing patterns. As they ventured deeper, the air grew colder, and the path became more treacherous. Shadows danced on the walls, creating illusions that tried to lead them astray. "Stay close, Elara," Puck whispered, sensing the magic at work. They pressed on, relying on their bond and determination to guide them. Finally, they reached the heart of the cavern, where a pedestal of pure crystal stood. Atop it rested the Heartstone, glowing with a radiant light. Elara approached it with reverence and carefully lifted the gem. As she did, the cavern seemed to tremble, and a deep voice echoed through the chambers. "You have proven your worth, Elara," the voice intoned. "Take the Heartstone and restore the crystal bloom. May its light bring prosperity to Verdania once more." Elara and Puck made their way back to the enchanted grove, the Heartstone's light illuminating their path. When they arrived, they placed the gem at the base of the crystal bloom. The flower absorbed the light, and its petals began to glow with renewed brilliance. The magic of the Heartstone flowed through the grove, restoring its beauty and vitality. The people of Verdania rejoiced as the crystal bloom's magic spread throughout the kingdom, bringing abundance and joy. King Alaric honored Elara for her bravery and determination, and she became a beloved hero of the land. From that day forward, the crystal bloom flourished, its light a beacon of hope and prosperity. Elara's story was passed down through generations, a testament to the power of courage, love, and the unwavering spirit of a young girl who dared to embark on a quest to save her homeland. And so, Verdania thrived, its gardens blooming in vibrant colors, and its people living in harmony under the watchful glow of the crystal bloom. Once upon a time, in a tranquil village nestled between rolling hills and a deep, ancient forest, there was a hidden meadow known only to a few. This meadow, called Moonlit Meadow, was said to be blessed by the moon itself. Under the light of the full moon, the meadow sparkled with a silvery glow, and the flowers danced in the night breeze. It was a place of magic and wonder, where dreams were said to come true. In this village lived a kind-hearted girl named Lily. Lily loved the meadow more than anything. She would often sneak away from her chores to visit it, marveling at its beauty and the gentle luminescence that filled the night air. The villagers, though aware of the meadow's enchantment, rarely visited it, as they believed it was a place of old legends and magic. One evening, as the full moon cast its silvery light over the land, Lily noticed something unusual. The meadow's glow seemed to flicker, and a faint, sorrowful melody drifted through the air. Concerned, she followed the sound to the heart of the meadow, where she found an ancient, moonlit well. By the well, sitting forlornly, was a small, delicate fairy with wings like gossamer. The fairy was weeping, her tears falling into the well and making ripples in the water. Lily approached gently, her heart aching at the sight. "What's wrong?" she asked softly. The fairy looked up with tear-filled eyes. "I am Faye, the guardian of this meadow," she said. "The magic of the moonlit meadow is fading. An old curse has been awakened, and without the moonstone, the magic will disappear forever." Lily was determined to help. "What is the moonstone? Where can I find it?" Faye explained that the moonstone was a powerful gem hidden deep within the enchanted forest. It was guarded by a dragon named Draconis, who was once a protector of the land but had become grumpy and withdrawn. To retrieve the moonstone, Lily would need to pass 3 trials set by Draconis to prove her worth. Without hesitation, Lily set out for the enchanted forest. As she journeyed deeper into the woods, she encountered magical creatures who offered her guidance. A wise old owl gave her a map, a mischievous squirrel shared a secret path, and a kindly deer showed her the way through the dense foliage. After a long and tiring journey, Lily reached the entrance to Draconis' lair, a cave hidden behind a waterfall. As she entered, she saw Draconis, a magnificent dragon with scales that shimmered like precious gems. He eyed her with curiosity and a hint of suspicion. "Why have you come?" Draconis rumbled, his voice echoing through the cave. Lily stepped forward bravely. "I seek the moonstone to save the moonlit meadow. Please let me prove my worth." Draconis, intrigued by her courage, agreed to the trials. Trial 1, the trial of courage. The first trial was to cross a rickety, ancient bridge over a chasm filled with swirling mist. The bridge swayed dangerously with each step. Lily's heart pounded, but she focused on her goal and carefully made her way across. Her determination and courage saw her through the trial. Trial 2, the Trial of Wisdom. The second trial took place in a room filled with mirrors. Each mirror reflected different scenes, some of joy, others of sorrow, and some even of illusions. Lily had to find the true reflection among them. She remembered the owl's advice about looking beyond appearances and used her wisdom to choose the correct mirror, revealing a hidden door. Trial 3, the Trial of Compassion. The final trial was to help a magical creature in distress. In a small clearing, Lily found a young phoenix with a broken wing. Gently, she used her knowledge of herbs to heal the phoenix. The phoenix, grateful, gave Lily a feather that glowed with a warm light. Having completed all 3 trials, Lily returned to Draconis, who was impressed by her bravery, wisdom, and compassion. He handed her the Moonstone, a gem that shimmered with an inner light. With the Moonstone in hand, Lily made her way back to the moonlit meadow. As she arrived, she found Faye waiting anxiously. Lily placed the Moonstone in the ancient well, and a brilliant light erupted from it, spreading across the meadow. The flowers glowed even brighter, and the air was filled with a sweet fragrance. The magic of the meadow was restored, and the silvery glow returned, brighter than ever. Faye, now beaming with joy, thanked Lily for her bravery and kindness. The village celebrated Lily's return, and the moonlit meadow became a place of wonder and joy for all. The villagers visited it often, and its magic continued to inspire and enchant them. Lily's story was passed down through generations, a tale of courage, wisdom, and compassion that reminded everyone of the magic that could be found in even the most ordinary of places. And so, under the light of the moonlit meadow flourished, a beacon of hope and magic in a world full of wonder. The end. Once upon a time, in a kingdom surrounded by enchanted forests and magical lakes, there lived a young girl named Elara. Elara was known throughout the land for her kindness and love for all living things. She lived in a small cottage with her grandmother at the edge of the Whispering Woods, a mystical forest filled with secrets and wonders. One evening, as Elara was picking wildflowers in the meadow, she heard a soft, sorrowful cry. Following the sound, she discovered a beautiful unicorn tangled in a thorny bush. The unicorn's silver mane shimmered in the twilight, and its eyes were filled with pain. "Oh, you poor creature!" Elara exclaimed. "How did you get stuck here?" The unicorn, sensing Elara's gentle nature, spoke in a voice as soft as the wind. "I am Luna, the guardian of the Whispering Woods. I was chased by hunters and got caught in this thorny trap. Can you help me, kind girl?" Elara's heart ached for the majestic creature. "Of course, Luna. I'll free you." With great care, she untangled the unicorn from the thorny vines, wincing as the thorns pricked her fingers. When Luna was finally free, she nuzzled Elara's hand in gratitude. "Thank you, Elara," Luna said. "You have a pure heart. The forest spirits will remember your kindness." Elara smiled and stroked Luna's mane. "It was nothing, Luna. I'm just glad you're safe." As the days passed, Elara and Luna became fast friends. Luna visited Elara often, and together they explored the hidden corners of the Whispering Woods. Luna showed Elara secret glades where the flowers glowed in the moonlight and taught her the songs of the forest spirits. One day, Luna came to Elara with a troubled expression. "Elara, the Whispering Woods are in danger. A dark sorcerer named Malakar seeks to drain the magic from the forest to increase his power. If he succeeds, the forest will wither, and all its creatures will suffer." Elara's eyes widened in fear. "We must stop him, Luna. What can we do?" Luna sighed. "There is a way. We need to find the Heartstone, a powerful gem hidden deep within the forest. The Heartstone's magic can protect the woods from Malakar, but the journey to find it is perilous." Elara's determination shone in her eyes. "We have to try, Luna. For the sake of the forest and all who live in it." With Luna as her guide, Elara set off on the quest to find the Heartstone. They ventured deeper into the forest than Elara had ever gone, facing numerous challenges along the way. They crossed a river guarded by a fierce water spirit, navigated a maze of ancient trees that shifted and moved, and solved riddles posed by wise old owls. Finally, after many days of travel, they reached a hidden cave at the base of a towering mountain. Inside the cave, a soft, pulsing light emanated from a crystal pedestal. There, resting atop the pedestal, was the Heartstone, glowing with an inner fire. As Elara reached for the Heartstone, a shadowy figure emerged from the darkness. It was Malachar, his eyes gleaming with malice. "You think you can stop me, foolish girl? The Heartstone's power will be mine." Luna stepped forward, her horn glowing with protective magic. "You will not harm her, Malachar. She has the courage and heart that you lack." Elara felt a surge of bravery. She grasped the Heartstone and held it high. "You cannot take what is not yours, Malachar. The forest belongs to those who protect and cherish it." Malachar lunged forward, but a brilliant light burst from the Heartstone, enveloping Elara, Luna, and the entire cave. The dark sorcerer cried out as the light pushed him back, banishing his evil presence from the forest. When the light faded, Malachar was gone, and the Heartstone's magic had sealed the Whispering Woods from any further harm. Elara and Luna emerged from the cave, victorious and filled with relief. The forest spirits rejoiced, and the Whispering Woods thrived with newfound energy. Elara returned home a hero, her bond with Luna and the forest stronger than ever. Elara and Luna continued to protect the Whispering Woods, ensuring it remained a place of wonder and magic for generations to come. Their tale of bravery and friendship spread throughout the kingdom, inspiring others to cherish and protect the natural world. And so, Elara, the kind-hearted girl, and Luna, the guardian unicorn, lived happily ever after, knowing they had saved their beloved forest and its magical inhabitants. The end. Once upon a time, in a kingdom nestled between rolling hills and sparkling lakes, there was a small village known for its vibrant markets and friendly inhabitants. At the heart of the village stood an old curiosity shop run by a wise and kind woman named Eloan. Among the shop's many peculiar items was a dusty, ornate compass that had not been touched in years. This compass was no ordinary compass. It was known as the Whispering Compass, rumored to guide those who were lost not just physically, but in their hearts and minds. However, its true magic had long been forgotten. One crisp autumn day, a young boy named Finn, who had recently moved to the village, wandered into Eloan's shop. Finn was a dreamer with a heart full of adventure, but he often felt out of place in the village. He was searching for a sense of purpose and belonging. As Finn explored the shop, his gaze fell upon the Whispering Compass. It seemed to call out to him, and he picked it up with curiosity. The compass felt warm in his hand, and its needle twitched as if eager to move. Eloan noticed his fascination and told him the compass's story. This compass, Eloan explained, is said to guide those who seek their true path. It whispers gentle advice to those who listen closely. Intrigued, Finn decided to take the compass with him, hoping it might help him find his place in the village. That night, as the moonlight bathed his room in a soft glow, Finn took out the compass and held it close. The compass began to hum softly, and the needle spun before pointing decisively toward the window. Following the compass's direction, Finn ventured out into the moonlit village. The compass led him through winding streets and quiet alleys until it guided him to a beautiful, secluded garden at the edge of the village. The garden was filled with rare and fragrant flowers, each one glowing under the moonlight. In the center of the garden stood a grand, ancient oak tree with a hollow trunk. Finn approached the tree and, to his surprise, discovered a small, hidden door in the trunk. With a sense of wonder, he opened the door and found a tiny, enchanted room inside. The room was filled with old books, maps, and artifacts, each telling stories of adventures and dreams. As Finn explored the room, he noticed a dusty journal on a wooden table. The journal's pages were filled with drawings and notes about the village's history and its people. Among the pages, Finn found a map marking several key locations in the village, each associated with a story of someone who had found their true calling. Suddenly, the Whispering Compass glowed brightly, and a gentle, melodic voice filled the room. The true path lies in understanding and connecting with others. Share the stories you find and help others discover their dreams. Inspired by the compass's message, Finn decided to share the journal's stories with the villagers. He began organizing gatherings where he told the tales of the village's past, the dreams of its people, and the adventures of those who had once lived there. The villagers were captivated by Finn's storytelling, and they began to feel a renewed sense of connection with their community and their own aspirations. The garden became a gathering place where people would come to share their dreams and find inspiration. Over time, Finn became an integral part of the village, helping others discover their own paths and dreams. The Whispering Compass continued to guide him, not just to places but to the hearts of those around him. Finn found that his true purpose was to bring people together and help them find their own sense of belonging. The village flourished with new energy and unity, and the once forgotten garden became a symbol of hope and discovery. The Whispering Compass, now a cherished artifact, was placed on display in Aloan's shop, a reminder of the magic that could be found in listening to one's heart and the power of sharing stories. And so, Finn's adventure led him to the heart of his own community, and the Whispering Compass's magic continued to inspire those who sought their true path. One story at a time. The end. Once upon a time, in a peaceful kingdom surrounded by lush forests and sparkling lakes, there was a legend about an enchanted compass. This compass was said to point not just towards north but towards one's heart's true desire. It had the power to guide its holder to their deepest wish, but only if they were pure of heart and true in their quest. In this kingdom lived a brave and kind-hearted boy named Finn. Finn was known throughout the land for his adventurous spirit and his desire to help others. Recently, his village had fallen on hard times, with crops failing and the once joyous river running dry. Finn believed that finding the enchanted compass could bring prosperity back to his home. One bright morning, with the sun shining and the birds singing, Finn decided to set off on a quest to find the enchanted compass and restore his village's fortune. The first challenge, the Whispering Glade. Finn's journey began in the Whispering Glade, a mystical clearing in the forest where the trees were said to communicate through gentle rustling sounds. As he ventured into the glade, he encountered a wise old tortoise with a shell that seemed to sparkle with tiny stars. To proceed through the Whispering Glade, the tortoise said in a slow, deliberate voice, "You must solve this riddle. I speak without a mouth and hear without ears. I have no body, but I come alive with the wind. What am I?" Finn pondered the riddle and answered, "An echo." The tortoise's eyes twinkled with approval, and it slowly turned to reveal a hidden path. "Follow this path to continue your journey," the tortoise advised. The second challenge, the Enchanted River. Finn followed the path and soon arrived at the Enchanted River, a shimmering river with waters that sparkled with a rainbow of colors. The river was guarded by a graceful water sprite with translucent wings and a serene smile. To cross the Enchanted River, the sprite said with a musical voice, "You must answer this question: what can travel around the world while staying in a corner?" Finn thought carefully and replied, "A stamp." The water sprite's eyes lit up with delight, and with a graceful wave of her hand, she created a bridge of glowing stones across the river. Finn crossed the bridge, feeling more determined with each step. The third challenge, the Cave of Reflections. On the other side of the river, Finn discovered the entrance to the Cave of Reflections, a grand cavern with walls that mirrored the light in mesmerizing patterns. At the entrance of the cave was a large, ornate door covered in intricate patterns of stars and moons. A gentle, echoing voice came from within the cave, "To unlock this door and find the enchanted compass, you must reveal your true heart. Share your deepest wish and prove that you seek it with sincerity." Finn took a deep breath and spoke earnestly, "My deepest wish is to find the enchanted compass and use its power to restore prosperity and joy to my village. I want to help my people and bring back the happiness that we have lost." The cave's walls began to glow with a warm, golden light, and the ancient door slowly creaked open, revealing a chamber bathed in a soft, ethereal light. In the center of the chamber, on a pedestal of shimmering crystal, rested the enchanted compass. The revelation, the compass's gift. With the enchanted compass in his hands, Finn felt a surge of hope and determination. The compass's needle spun and then pointed towards a distant, hidden location. Finn followed the direction indicated by the compass and soon found himself at the edge of his village. As he held the compass high, its magic began to awaken. A brilliant light emanated from the compass, spreading across the land. The once dry river flowed with sparkling, clear water, and the fields turned lush and green, filled with vibrant crops and blooming flowers. The villagers gathered in awe, watching as their land transformed before their eyes. They celebrated Finn's bravery and the magic of the enchanted compass, grateful for the return of their prosperity and happiness. The tale of Finn's quest and the enchanted compass became a cherished story in the kingdom. A reminder of the power of a pure heart and the magic that can be found in even the simplest of things. Under the restored beauty of the land and the magic of the enchanted compass, the village thrived once more, forever grateful for the boy who had brought their dreams to life. Once upon a time, in a lush valley surrounded by misty mountains, there was a village called Elmswood. Elmswood was famous for its vibrant meadows, sparkling streams, and a mysterious lantern that hung at the edge of the village. This lantern, known as the Enchanted Lantern, was said to hold magical powers that could bring prosperity and joy to the village. The lantern had been a cherished symbol for generations, but one fateful autumn night, its light began to flicker and fade. The once brilliant glow was reduced to a dim, sputtering light, casting shadows over Elmswood. The villagers grew worried, for without the lantern's light, their crops began to wilt, and their spirits sank. Among the villagers was a courageous girl named Arya. She had always been fascinated by the lantern and its magic. Determined to restore its light, Arya decided to embark on a quest to find out what had caused the lantern's dimming and to save it. With a heart full of resolve, Arya packed a small bag with essentials and set off toward the enchanted forest, which was said to be the source of the lantern's magic. She was accompanied by her faithful friend, a clever and spirited squirrel named Nutmeg. As Arya and Nutmeg ventured into the forest, they were greeted by the enchanting sights and sounds of the woods. The trees whispered secrets, and the leaves rustled with a soft melody. They soon came across a wise old tree with bark like ancient scrolls. The tree spoke in a gentle, rumbling voice. To restore the enchanted lantern's light, you must seek out the 3 lost fragments of its magic: the feather of the phoenix, the tear of the moon, and the petal of the everbloom. Arya nodded and thanked the wise tree, setting out on her journey to find the first fragment, the feather of the phoenix. The phoenix was a mythical bird known for its brilliant feathers and fiery spirit. Arya followed the directions given by the wise tree, which led her to a high, sunlit cliff. There, perched on a branch, was the phoenix, its feathers shimmering like flames. The bird looked at Arya with wise, glowing eyes. To earn the feather of the phoenix, the bird said, "You must show true bravery." A sudden storm swept across the cliff, with howling winds and pouring rain. The phoenix's nest was in danger of being washed away. Without hesitation, Arya shielded the nest from the storm, using her cloak to protect the phoenix and its eggs. The phoenix, impressed by Arya's courage and selflessness, granted her a radiant feather. With the feather safely tucked away, Arya and Nutmeg continued their journey and soon reached a tranquil, moonlit lake. At the edge of the lake was a beautiful, silver-blue swan. The swan was known to hold the tear of the moon, which would appear only under the light of the full moon. Arya waited patiently by the lake, and as the moon reached its zenith, a single tear fell from the swan's eye and landed in the water. Arya carefully collected the tear in a small vial. The swan, moved by Arya's patience and respect for the moon's beauty, gave her the tear with a graceful nod. With 2 fragments of magic secured, Arya and Nutmeg ventured deeper into the forest, reaching a hidden garden that bloomed under the starlight. In the center of the garden stood a majestic flower known as the everbloom. Its petals were said to glow with the light of 1,000 stars. As Arya approached, a mischievous pixie appeared, fluttering around the flower. To obtain a petal from the everbloom, you must answer my question: what is the greatest gift of all? Arya thought for a moment and replied, "The greatest gift of all is love." The pixie smiled and, with a wave of her tiny wand, plucked a glowing petal from the everbloom and handed it to Arya. "You have answered wisely," said the pixie. With all three fragments in hand, Arya and Nutmeg returned to Elmswood. The villagers gathered around the dim lantern, their faces hopeful. Arya carefully placed the feather of the phoenix, the tear of the moon, and the petal of the everbloom into the lantern's base. The lantern began to glow brightly, its light intensifying until it illuminated the entire village. The crops began to flourish again, and the villagers' spirits were lifted. The lantern's magic had returned, bringing prosperity and joy back to Elmswood. Arya was celebrated as a heroine, and her bravery and kindness became a cherished story in the village. The enchanted lantern continued to shine brightly, a symbol of hope and magic for generations to come. And so, Elmswood thrived under the warm, radiant light of the enchanted lantern, living happily ever after.